Today we are looking back at the first year of the Nintendo Switch 2. Has it been a success, or would we recommend not making the switch over to the new console? Let's find out on the Late Night Gamer podcast. Welcome back to the Late Night Gamer podcast. I'm your host Welchy, and joining me tonight, as always, are my co-hosts, Mr. Pop Figures himself, Andy.
Hello, guys. One day you're not going to introduce me first, and I'm going to be like, what the fuck? Because I'm always waiting for it.
You've just written first. It's never changed,
Yeah.
so it's just, there it is. And Mr. 10 out of 10 himself, Stephen.
Yes, hello everybody. Lovely to be here as always, and looking forward to hear what you guys can say about the Switch. Also, appreciate the pun. Good pun.
Thank you. And the second best rematch player that I know, Jack.
That is unfair.
No,
but
okay.
Also kind of not. I think it just changes game every week. But yeah, thank you for having me back, and looking forward to talking about the Switch too.
Yes, so today we are mainly looking at the Switch 2 as our main topic. It's been a year since it released, or just over. I think it was definitely early June last year.
That's mad. A year
already. So we'll be looking at
Jesus.
that and what we all think of it. Also got a Discord comment to read on that topic as well. We've then got in our usual fun segment, we've got a couple of discussion topics that I want to go through, and then we're going to what we've been playing, which will actually take up a lot of time this week. A few of us have played quite a few different games, so a lot to talk about and give opinions on, and maybe some reviews in there as well. So let's start with the Nintendo Switch 2, which of all the notes I made, I didn't make the day it came out, which is kind of stupid of me. Nintendo Switch 2. Whoever gets closest wins. What was the release date in the Nintendo Switch 2?
18th of June.
Okay.
June 11th.
June 16th.
The 5th of June, so Andy wins by default.
Hey,
I went nearer to Jack because I kind of thought that he would
Jack
remember
would
the
know.
day that he picked it up. So I was like, well, I'll just take some of that. That didn't work.
That is according to Google, which I assume is right. So yeah, we're recording this on the 24th of June as we're live on the 25th. So yeah, just over a year, nearly a year and a month now. I do have some figures and stuff to go through before we go into our actual opinions. So as of the end of March, which was the last quarterly close that they do, where each quarter they announce how many units they've sold, the Switch 2 has sold just shy of 20 million units in its first year. Obviously,
Nice.
a year, it's missing April and May as well. So there's 2
Yeah.
months and they're not done. So let's call it 20 million. In comparison, the Switch 1 in its first year to March, which actually I think the Switch 1 did come out in April, so that was actually probably a full actual year, did just shy of 15 million. So call it 5 million more. Caveat to that is the Switch 1 was a lesser known quantity. No one knew if it was actually going to work or how good it'd be, particularly after
It had a bad launch as well.
As in, because why?
A lot of software and hardware issues on it.
Right. But also the Wii U was so bad that people were
Yes.
not like,
God.
I'm going to go out and buy the next Nintendo console, you know? So caveats, with the Switch 2, everyone's like, well, we know what we're getting. It's just better. So everyone spent their hard-earned money on it. I will quickly see. Obviously, it's hard to compare to the PS5 because they also had the chip issues where they couldn't make them in time. I will check PS5 first year sales. No point checking Xbox. We know they're not going to compare. Accord. No, PS5 sales. No, that's not helping. That's 5-year sales. They don't understand my question. Let's see what this says.
I still think that even with the issues they had, they sold a hell of a lot in their first year.
The PS5, I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
It just says what they currently have, which PlayStation 5 as of March, end of March, is 93 million, which is very impressive considering.
Would it be fair to say, like, near towards the 20 million mark in their first year? Or I know it'd be roughly the same as what Switch.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't find that data. I've literally typed it in the same way. Oh, hang on. Here we go. PS5 year one sales compared ahead of Wii U, behind PS4. The PlayStation 5, 17.3 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was
So-
around about getting into the 20 million mark.
Better than the Switch 1, not quite as good as Switch 2. This is from GameSpot.com. I'd probably trust them to.
It
know
would
what
have
they're
been
talking about.
interesting to know how many more copies they would have sold had they not had the problems. Obviously, we had the pandemic at the time as well. I reckon maybe they would have doubled that if you take away those two factors.
I don't know about double, but definitely breached 20.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, Switch 2, impressive
Very
start.
good.
Games. Now, I've got a screenshot on my phone because I didn't want to write it all down. Nintendo are very good at telling you how many games they've sold on everything. So, bearing in mind, call it 20 million consoles sold.
Yeah.
The number one selling game on the Switch 2, who wants to guess? It's pretty obvious.
Number one,
Number
say?
one best selling game on Switch 2.
Donkey Kong
Mario.
Bonanza.
No.
Mario.
Mario.
Whatever it's
World.
called. Kart.
Mario Kart, yes.
You know what
Oh,
I mean.
Mario-
It's funny, Mario came
Mario-
out, yeah.
Is it Mario Kart
wonder-
World that is
I
number
wonder
one?
how many of them were bundled.
Mario Kart World. Well, that's the thing. But it's sold, let's call it 15 million.
Yeah, fair.
So
So
Okay.
almost every
would
console.
would Donkey Kong Bonanza be second?
It is
that
second.
fair?
It is second.
Yeah, I thought so.
But at 4.5 million. So it's a
Okay.
big
Okay,
drop
big
off.
drop off.
But obviously, like Jack says, a lot of them were bundled with Mario Kart. Most people will
makes
get a
sense.
Mario Kart bundle. There's only 5 million Switch 2s in the wild that don't have the game, which is
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
That's-
But the same thing happened on Mario Kart 8 on the Switch 1 and Zelda Breath of the Wild. Those two games had an insane attachment rate.
I think it's also
Do you
crazy
mean
that
it-
there's 5
Go on,
million
Honey,
people that don't have Mario Kart. Like, why would you not get it?
I-
Especially if it's one of the main bundle games.
I don't know why you would get a Switch 2 without Mario Kart. Like, it's
Well,
Yeah.
Mario.
the game. Like, it
That
doesn't
doesn't
like
make
any-
sense to me. Yeah.
Any Nintendo console that you get, surely Mario is just it's like the brain training of DS. Like,
Even if
I
you
can't think
don't-
of anyone that didn't have that.
even if you don't like playing it on your own, like, it's a great game for anyone coming over or showing the console off.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Yeah,
it's,
sure. Also,
interesting.
did you mean to say Welchy in the world or in the wild? Because
I meant the wild. I meant the wild, as in like
Oh.
Switches that are out in the
Yeah.
wild. In
Oh, I
homes.
see.
Just
Oh
frolicking
my-
about.
you got like zebras and lions like, on their little Switch playing
Yeah,
Mario.
no, it could be. So Donkey Kong Bonanza is second with 4.5 million, which is impressive. It just doesn't sound impressive compared to Mario Kart World.
Yeah.
In third place is any guesses?
Metroid.
Pokemon Legends ZA?
Metroid,
Yeah,
no.
Pokemon.
Pokemon Legends ZA.
Yeah.
Which, let's round it up, 4 million. In fourth place, any guesses?
ESC.
No, to be fair, these are exclusives. I don't
Oh,
know.
I
I
see.
imagine there are some third-party games that should be up there, but
That'll be high. I'm running out of.
Is it Mario Tennis?
no, it's Pokemon Pocopia
Oh, shit,
Oh.
Should-
in
yeah.
fourth
my-
place with just under 2.5 million.
My knowledge is like Mario, Donkey Kong, Pokemon. In terms of exclusives after that, I'm clutching.
Well, fifth place is Kirby Air Riders,
Oh yeah,
which just shy of 2 million.
Any of you played that?
No,
I haven't. But
no,
it did
not
look
for
quite
me.
good. To be
It's a
fair.
remake.
It released, yeah, but it released so close to Mario Kart that I was like, I don't want another
Another
racer.
racing game, yeah. That is the top 5. That's all I've got, and I believe, unless I'm missing some, well, you just mentioned one, the new Mario Tennis game.
Yeah, Metroid as well.
Metroid, which I've played. I can't believe I forgot about that one. Which is kind of crazy that Metroid game's not in the top 5 here.
Yeah.
Like,
that is
people
crazy.
always talk about how much they want a Metroid game. Clearly not that much because it's not even got Kirby Air Riders beaten.
Didn't work.
Are there any others that I'm missing? I'm trying to think of the launch titles, or not launch titles, but the launch window first year exclusives. I think that's it.
I think that's it. I think we
There was
pretty
no-
much played most of them other than Mario Tennis.
Yeah, I covered Metroid. I've played Pokemon Pocopia, but that's definitely been more your thing. There's been no 3D Mario. There's been no Zelda game. Obviously, there's one coming with the remake.
They did like updates, didn't they? Paid
Yeah,
updates. to
I'm not going
some
to count
games,
them.
but-
Yeah.
No, yeah, neither.
But that is the first year. Switch, comparing those games to the Switch 1 titles, So Switch 1 launched with Breath of the Wild, kind of known
Yep.
as one of the best games of all time. It was kind of unfair. The 1-2 Switch, I don't know if anyone's played that. I'm guessing you have, Jack.
No, I never played it.
No,
I
anyone
got my
else?
Switch a little bit while after release.
It's basically a mini
1-2
game.
Switch.
So it's trying to show off what the console can do with like the motion
So like
controls.
an Astro's Playroom, but for the Switch, in a way, in
Nowhere
terms of like
near
showing
that
off what you
level.
can
It's
do.
like literally just mini games.
Okay.
It's like
But
a.
the
Is it
idea is
similar
the
to like
same.
We Play?
Yes, like we play. It's just like mini games where it's like, because the controller has like excellent
Yeah.
rumble features, you can like listen to it and count how many balls
Yeah.
are rolling around in it, that kind of thing. Silly little mini games. They also had, within the first year, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which was obviously a fantastic and arguably the best Mario Kart game, but also a port from the Wii U. ARMS, which was their boxing game. Splatoon 2, Mario and Rabbids, Pokken Tournament DX, and then obviously a lot of third-party stuff. So looking at those lists, I guess more for Jack, but also for you two as well, how happy are you, or what do you think of the Switch 2 game lineup for the first year compared to the Switch 1?
It sounds quite similar to me in terms of, obviously
In terms of quality?
haven't played Switch 2, yeah, but in terms of sort of quality and quantity, sounds like it's an even lineup.
Hang
Maybe
on.
minus obviously Zelda being the big one there, but
I've missed a key game out here. Super Mario Odyssey also was in that first year for Switch 1.
Okay.
yeah,
I-
I'd probably say Switch 1's stealing show then at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I was about to say I'd say that the lineup for Switch 1 sounds a lot more potent than what we've had so far in the first year. It kind of feels like they're sort of getting into their stride, maybe, or that they're about to hit that home run, but it's not happened yet.
Yeah, I agree. I think, yeah, the Switch 1 lineup was probably better. I think Donkey Kong Bonanza was good, but what the Switch 2 first year has missed is like a mainline Mario game or a game like Zelda. It doesn't have to be either of them ones, but like, yeah, Bonanza didn't really come close to any of them two.
To be fair, there's comparisons to the first year of PS5 because PS5's gaming lineup for year one wasn't great. Obviously, I know we got Astro Playroom and Spider-Man Miles Morales, but we didn't get any sort of proper exclusive for about 6 months because Returnal then hit, I think, in April of 21,
Then
which
Ratchet
was
and
the first. And Ratchet and Clank. So it was a 6-month period. I know the first year you can incorporate both those in, but it had a slow start. Sounds like the Switch 2 has had a slow start in terms of games, but it's starting to move.
Yeah.
From what I'm hearing about it anyway.
Yeah, I think it's always tough because as all the intentions are to have a good first year, things get delayed or games come out and they're not as good as you hope they are. Like, to be fair, Mario Kart World, as much as we enjoy it, didn't have the best reception, and I think you would argue has had a lot of player drop off compared to Mario Kart 8 would have. I think I would agree. I think, well, for me, Switch 1, Breath of the Wild is one of my favorite games ever, so it's hard to compare. And Super Mario Odyssey is probably up there as well for me. So those two games are so good.
Yeah.
But it was almost too good because the rest of the Switch years never quite lived up to that first year for me. That first year on Switch, I adored the console and then never really loved it that much after. I mean, we had Pokemon games come and go, but other than that, and Tears of the Kingdom, which I never played properly, but it always felt like they were struggling and trying to match that year, whereas maybe now they've kind of found a balance where this first year hasn't been terrible and they can probably replicate that easier.
What about Animal Crossing? When did that come out?
That came out in 2020, which would have been the year 4 for them.
So, Welchy, a question regarding that. When did Switch 1 come out? Like, what year was that?
2017.
2017. So could you also argue that the other factor is that there are much more games and more consoles? Like I trying to remember what came out in 2017, but if you think about like the games that you've played on like PlayStation or Xbox, is the lineup of games more fierce? So that's why, like, in terms of time. So like maybe in 2017 there wasn't as much out, so you were spending more time on your Switch, and naturally you were playing more. Or do you think that it's balance?
No, I mean I'm still playing my Switch. Like, I was meant to bring it here, so I had it here. I'll go and get it in a minute, maybe. Um, I'm playing a lot of EAFC on it and a lot of NBA on it.
Yeah.
I've liked having those games mobile, so I can play them wherever.
Yeah.
I played a hell of a lot of Mario Kart when it first launched. Donkey Kong Bonanza obviously beat. Didn't quite get into Pocopia the way Jack did. The difference I have with 2017 is Zelda was that good that I dropped everything to play that. And
Yeah.
I had longer train journeys then because I lived somewhere else. So it was obviously better for that. It was more novel. It was a brand new concept, like this console which you can take on your train, come home, plop it in, and it literally instantly goes onto your telly. It's like, what the fuck? What kind of world are we living in right now? This is
What kind of wizardry
futuristic
is
shit.
this?
It's like iRobot shit happening.
I still to this day think, what the fuck is this? Like, how have we got this kind of technology? And it's so
Yeah.
it works. Like, it just works.
It's like a seamless sort of instant.
Unbelievable. And I just wish Sony and Xbox could do the same thing, because having God of War on the go would be my dream. I know you can do it on the Steam Deck, Jack.
Why are you so? I think it is amazing, but like it is the same as just putting like a HDMI into your laptop and plugging it into the TV.
But I can't have my
Only-
laptop like this on the train. Like, do you
No.
know what I mean?
No. But I'm saying like the way the technology works is exactly the same. It's my point
I
I'm getting
suppose-
across.
Yes, I
With
guess
the-
so.
You wouldn't need then Wi-Fi when you're on the train for it to
You would if you want to play
play.
an online game.
But you could play it offline. So like that's something like with the PlayStation Portal, it lives or dies based on
Internet,
Wi-Fi
yeah.
connection. And even with the whole like you can stream games, you have to have a good Wi-Fi, because when I went away to Fort Park and tested it, my Portal just did not work at all because the connection wasn't strong enough.
Yeah.
So I would say that Sony need to find something like that, because without Wi-Fi, that becomes and good Wi-Fi. You might have Wi-Fi, but if the connection's not good, which doesn't sound like you have that issue with the Switch.
It's a completely, all the games are downloaded
Yeah.
onto the console.
Yeah.
The one game that I hate on it is NBA, because they've made their career mode online, which is just bollocks, like absolute
Oh.
bollocks. You have to be
I
online
wouldn't
for
do
that.
Yeah.
So that's one bugbear I have with that game. But yeah, I think going back to the first year, Switch 2 has been decent. I'm not saying it's been terrible by any means. I've been happy. I don't feel like my money's been wasted. I've got my hours out of it. Do you feel the same, Jack? I'm guessing you've definitely got your hours at Pocopia, but
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I've been happy with it. No real complaints, and I think it's a solid first year. And then when you think about the franchises that they've still got to release for, and the fact that, like, well, obviously I got Pragmata on it, so and the reviews I saw, I might pick up Resident Evil one day on it, but like the reviews I saw of Resident Evil said it played really well on it, so it's exciting to be able to see that and think you can quickly have a third-party AAA game on it and it plays perfectly. So I'm very happy with my purchase.
that's a fantastic point. Is that I'm forgetting those kind of games, because I would play those games on my PlayStation. That's where I'd like to play them. But for Nintendo people to finally be able to get games like Resident Evil Requiem on the same day as PlayStation gets it, and it works and plays properly, is kind of insane. Because years ago that would just not have been the case, or they would have had the Wii version, which would have been a really shit version of it. Do you know what I mean? So or on the Switch 1, they'd get it 2-3 years down the line. We also, obviously, when this console launched, got a load of old games come straight onto the console, like Split Fiction, which wasn't that old, but like months old. Cyberpunk and a few others that all come on, which for people that only play Nintendo is amazing, because they haven't had access to those games, and now
That's a game changer.
Yeah. So when you take that into consideration, that Nintendo is now, I'd say, keeping up with PlayStation and Xbox in terms of those third-party titles, remains to be seen, because a lot of the ones we've mentioned, especially the ones you just mentioned, Jack, are Capcom. Capcom seem to be very active in supporting the console. The interesting one this year will be Call of Duty. Modern Warfare 4 is coming to the console on the same day it is on PlayStation.
Wow, has that ever happened before?
This is the first.
No.
Well, there was a Call of Duty World at War and Modern Warfare on the Wii. I think both of those two games.
Oh yeah.
They've had and DS has had Call of Duty games before.
Didn't they come later though? They didn't come on release day, surely.
They might have been later, but also the Switch
And they
One
were
had no Call of Duty.
And like I remember I got my DS around the same time my brother got his 360, and he was playing World at War, and I saw it was on a DS. I was like, oh yeah, I'll get it. And then you play, you're like, oh, it's just it's
It's not
obviously it's
so.
a DS, but it was like
Yeah.
even like they didn't even try to recreate the maps. Everything was different. I was like, oh, this is kind of.
I think I
it's
tried.
not the same.
I think it was Black Ops on the Wii, and it was exactly the same sort of experience. I had it on 360, and when you go onto the Wii, it was just like, what even is this even a Call of Duty title? So, so it sounds like they're gonna actually put everything that we
It's
would
the
get.
same game as far as we know.
Interesting.
Multiplayer is going to be so interesting.
They might not have crossplay, but I hope they do.
If I was a Nintendo player, I would be turning that straight the fuck off.
Yeah, I know. But I hope they don't.
Yeah.
I hope there's not enough people on Switch for them to turn it off, so they have to play
Yeah,
against console users.
it's going to be so interesting. But even if it works and runs well, it's a
Yeah.
massive tick on Nintendo's box for me. Like, if they can get games like that, obviously we're not going to get GTA 6 on the day one, and I imagine it might be hard to ever get that. Just looking at the size of the map and
Yeah, I
stuff.
don't think we will.
Yeah.
But we've got Cyberpunk. You never know.
Yeah,
Cyberpunk's a
that
big
is-
game.
I could see GTA 6 coming to a Switch, but it just wouldn't be like
It would
for a
look- no,
long,
no, it
long
wouldn't. And
time.
it wouldn't look anywhere near as good.
No.
I think it's probably never going to come to PS4 or Xbox One, so I don't think it will ever come to Switch 2, unfortunately.
I agree, but if they come out and said it
I
was
think we could
coming,
get,
I'd be
like-
like, I'm not 100% surprised because
Well,
it's
I wouldn't,
there's
I wouldn't
a
be
lot of
surprised if
people
they
on
done
Nintendo.
GTA 5.
GTA 5.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they done a port for that.
Yeah, just to fucking milk it some more.
Yeah.
Unless they've not
You know,
said
they're
it.
big company pack.
100%.
It's also another question then. Does the Switch 2 count as current gen? Because I get with GTA 6 that you wouldn't get it on PS4 or previous Xbox. But if they're incorporating it, it's like you've got Xbox Series X, PS5, and then Switch 2. Could that not be potential?
It's current gen, but the way Nintendo consider themselves current gen, like they never will be the same. Like it's basically
They're not in the
it's
conversation of
basically
like the
PS4, right? In terms of quality.
yeah.
Near.
Or is it worse than a PS4? I don't know.
Is it 1080p? The Resident
Yeah.
well, that goes at 1440.
It's
It might be when docked.
1080
1080 handheld.
handheld. I think it goes up in docked mode, yeah.
So okay.
But the problem is it has
But
to
like-
play in both. You can't have a game where it just works in docked.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
GTA would have to run smoothly enough at 1080p on handheld mode, which is probably their difficulty.
The thing is, they'd have the technology that they could. Sorry, Jack. That they could
No,
do
it's fine.
sort of like a spin-off, maybe. So Nintendo users feel like like Chinatown Wars that we got for DS many
Yeah,
years
but
ago.
I don't think Nintendo don't want to go down that route again of having
Sure.
those versions. You know what I mean? Like it's GTA 6 Switch version or Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 the Switch version. All of a sudden it's like,
No, I get
well,
that. I want it to
no, I
be
want the
under like a
version.
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Do we know if
It's
Code
interesting.
Veronica remake, which was announced? I'm guessing that's coming to Switch.
Have a Google.
There's no reason why it wouldn't. I mean, if Requiem did. There's still been, I want to go through, obviously, we're talking quite positively about Nintendo, but
Yeah, it is coming.
it is coming. I mean, Capcom.
Also,
just
what
a
did
fucking
you
ghost.
play? Did you play Requiem on the Switch or no? You haven't tried it.
No,
Switch
No.
2.
no.
Are you planning to
Try-
at any point?
Jack? I'm not.
I'm. No, yeah, I was gonna say you've already got it.
I've
innit?
beaten it
Maybe
4
if
times.
I think,
Just
I think
have
it
a
has
fifth
dropped.
time
In,
until you switch, mate.
it has dropped in price recently, actually. Resident Evil.
Because the day that came out, they
Um,
also released 7 and Village as well.
It's 45
Ooh.
quid, I think. But I thought I saw it drop to 35 the other day.
Yeah, wait for Black Friday.
But yeah, no, probably. I mean, Pragmata's the only, well, other than NBA, the only like third-party game that I have played on it. NBA was a letdown, but Pragmata wasn't. So it's definitely
Why was
for a
NBA
game
let
that
down for
I'm
you?
not 30 FPS. I still really loved it. Was
60.
30, yeah, not
Not
60.
60.
If it was 60 and just a bit smoother, then I would have been way happier with it. But that just needs a little bit dialing in to be 60. But like after playing Pragmata, it's that nowadays like I will just buy a game on my PS5 if I want it to look good and just run smoothly the whole time.
Yeah.
Like I even shy away. I mean, I bought Forza for my PC and that was fine. So I'm not too worried about it. But like, I will just go PS5. But for a game that I'm not really worried about, I want it to look really good and run the best. Then I'm very tempted to, if it has got a Switch release, then go for the Switch release.
One thing I do want to complain about with the Switch is they're still having a few weird decisions. The biggest one, obviously, being Jack when we was playing Mario Kart, and they make it almost impossible to play together. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. That was weird from day one. I
But
don't even
Nin-
know if it's fixed. Probably is.
Nintendo just don't like people playing together. I feel like, at least online, like it's like, oh, everyone still plays together, like in like around each other's house. It's like, no, we don't. Like, people live in different places. We like playing online now. And
But like, unless you live in a house, you have no friends.
yes, it's just it's mind-boggling that in 2026 they're still doing decisions like this. And I mean, they did introduce game chat, which we used a couple times, Jack.
A couple times used by accident as well. Because I think we was like in
Yes.
Discord together, and my Switch was like down there,
Talking
and
out,
I could
yeah,
just
yeah.
hear a voice. So I can hear you twice. It was
Was
just
it-
coming out of my Switch.
Was it good though, the game chat functionality, or did it have its problems?
It works fine.
Didn't really get
It's
to try it
just
properly,
it's not.
but
There's just better ways to do it now. We can go onto Discord and talk for our
Yes.
phones, and like just have an earpiece in. So there's better ways, but it's
I don't
it's
think
something.
that is. I don't actually think that is just a Switch problem. I think that's a general problem. If you even game chat now, so like if you're playing, say, Fortnite and you're playing with someone on PC, just go into Discord because the game chat functionality is awful.
Sorry.
Like now, where
When I say game chat, I mean their version of party chat.
I
I
see.
think I
I
might
see.
have named it wrong. I think it was called game chat, or whatever it's called.
I think it is. Yeah.
It's kind of the same principle. Like you have obviously party chat on PlayStation, but if you want to, like sometimes it's me, James, and then our friend Jack who's on PC, then we go to
Exactly.
game chat. But then we don't do that anymore. We have a Discord. We go
Discord,
straight into
yeah.
it because it's much clearer. So my point is the same in what you were saying, that I think game chat functionality is pretty much had its day across the board. There's
Yeah, I
better ways
think
of communicating.
Discord is proven it is the superior thing now.
Yeah.
Like when we was playing Gears Reloaded last year, and I was on Xbox, Jack was PC,
Yeah.
and you two were PlayStation. We could all play together because of crossplay and talk to each
Yep.
other
Yeah.
through our consoles, but through Discord. Which, if
Yeah.
Switch
Yep.
ever gets that, who knows? Probably not. Looking ahead for Switch 2, anything you're excited for, Jack? Obviously, Dustbloods, if that ever does come out. Zelda Ocarina of Time remake, is that one for you?
I probably will pick that up. That Dustbloods. I'm not bothered about Star Fox.
No.
Uh,
That's the reviews come out today, didn't they?
Switch
Any
ports for
game
sure.
with the word fox in should be avoided at all costs. Anyway,
I forgot you don't like foxes, doing that. And then
Sorry,
Pokemon
no
Winds
from
and
me.
Wave next year.
But one so for next year?
Winds and Wave Pokemon
Of
next year.
course. Yeah, have we got a firm release date for that?
No, but they normally
And-
do holiday
yeah,
season,
yeah,
don't they? Well, saying that, they did. What one was it? Arceus Legends. Came out January.
Yeah, that was definitely an early release, yeah.
Yeah.
So just quickly, Star Fox it comes out tomorrow, or today as of posting the podcast, is currently sitting at 81 on Metacritic.
It's not bad.
That's your shopping.
So one that we should have picked on the Fancy Critic League.
should have picked it just for a laugh.
You should have, yes, yeah. In terms of the actual console itself, Jack, I am very happy with it in terms of the speediness. One of the main things for me is the Nintendo Store now is just so quick and easy to use. It used to be
That was
so
the first thing I noticed on
yeah,
it.
so shit on the Switch One. Like I still consider the PS5 store to be probably the best to navigate. It's not perfect by any means, but I do think you probably say Steam or something, Jack. But I think for me, PS5, I would now put Switch 2 second because I think the Xbox store is fucking horrendous to navigate.
Yeah.
But Switch 1 was always bottom because
Do the-
it just took forever to
was the
load
worst.
anything.
You could be next to your router and it would just be the fucking slowest thing in the world, and
What?
I'd have no idea
even
why.
just showing a picture of the game took ages to load. It's like, come on.
What's the X? I know we're talking about the Switch. What was the Xbox? Because I remember back on Xbox One, the store was one of its better features. But are you saying that's now no longer the case?
I just don't like the
I've
way
never
it's
liked
laid
this for
out.
an Xbox.
Yes.
Yeah.
I miss everything about the old Xbox, like the Xbox 360. I know it wasn't really much of a store back then, but the whole operating system, the
Yeah.
screens,
Dashboard.
whatever you want to call it,
The
dashboard of it.
360 dashboard and even the Xbox One dashboard, the first one that we got, I actually really, really liked. But since then, it's just, well, from the last time I played it, I thought, well, yeah, this is not as good.
Yeah, Switch 2 is definitely up their game. Any other comments, Jack? So, in terms of, we all kind of agree Switch 1 probably had a slightly better launch.
Yeah.
But I do then genuinely think that's unfair because they had one of the best games of all time in Zelda Breath of the Wild, followed by Super Mario Odyssey. Like, we've not had that chance to have that yet. Yes, you could argue Donkey Bonanza is their version of Super Mario, but we've not had a Zelda, that's for sure, of that level. I'd like to think that in another 2 years' time, we'll look back and go, you know what? The Switch 2 is a fantastic console. The Switch 1 will go down as a classic. It just will, because of it's like the third highest console of all time behind PS4 and PS2, I think. Oh, and DS maybe?
360?
No, it beats 360.
Oh, wow.
Maybe the DS is high, I can't remember. But it's like right up there. It's had so many amazing games on it. I'd like to think Switch 2 will get there as well. It's just right now we're looking at a Zelda remake, which kind of feels like cheating. Pokemon, hopefully Winds and Waves can be the next gen one we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
But then I think everything else is kind of third party-ish right now. There's not many. I think Jackie might be getting Splatoon Raiders as well.
Yeah.
But there's not that many big first party titles that we know of that are on their way, which is pretty similar for a lot of, well, maybe not Xbox. Xbox got loads, but PlayStation, God of War, Intergalactic, Wolverine, I guess. Okay, maybe Nintendo are a little bit behind in terms of that.
I would also though add, which I think that we've spoken about it many times before, but having a game like GTA 6 will have a massive impact, like on Nintendo, and they're aware of that, so they can't really release any big new game when we get to like November, and that will be a problem for them. So there might be a bit of a lull, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen for everything that is in GTA is going to suffer that.
It's interesting because if you consider people on Switch 2 being just Nintendo people,
yeah,
then they're not going to give a shit because they can't buy it anyway, so they're going to want games in November.
Yeah.
But I think there's going to be, maybe I'm wrong, but I think there'll be a lot of people that have a Switch 2 and another console, whether that be PC, Xbox, or PlayStation. I don't think the Switch 2 will be, of that 20 million, I don't know how much percentage of that will be as their main console, personally.
I also think that there's another way of looking at it that, you've got obviously people that are just Nintendo, but you'll get a lot of people that will entice to get a console just to play GTA 6.
Yeah.
So, like, there is going to be they're going to have a look at, like, if they look at their stats, November it's going to drop. Like, it's just going to, their numbers will drop generally. And I just think it's interesting because I think that has to be a consideration when you look at what's to come, because it's going to just have that general sort of impact.
Yeah, I do agree. I just think they have to release Dustbloods and Ocarina of Time at some point, and we're running out of months. I agree they shouldn't go for November, but the Zelda diehards are going to pick it up even if it is the GTA month. Jack said he'd pick up Dustbloods even if it come out in the GTA month. So
has it got no release date yet? Like, you've got no idea?
No,
nothing.
No, for neither of them. So
you don't even know if it's coming this year.
Oh, they said 26, but they don't say.
There was some good news in that the Elden Ring port is 100% going to drop this year. So I'm thinking like they can't have made it any graphically better than Elden Ring on that console.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it probably will launch if they're happy with how.
Why launch it so close to Elden Ring? I just
because that game's what 4, 5 years old now.
Come out the same
5
year
years?
as Forbidden West, which was 2022, so 4 years.
Oh, 22, 4 years, yeah. Yeah, no, and like the people who are going to pick up that have probably already played it and probably bought a Switch 2 to get Dustbloods.
Yeah.
So
Again, it just falls to that.
and they might not even pick it up again. That's the thing.
I would love them to do a survey of like how many people have just got a Switch 2 of that 20 million. I would honestly guess it's like 5.
Mm.
Because I can't, and maybe it's just because it's who I am. I can't imagine just having a Switch 2. I just can't imagine it because you're missing out on so much. I know they're starting to catch up with the third party stuff, but it's not just GTA
I think you'd be
6.
surprised.
You reckon?
I'm with you
Yeah.
though, because I think that there's just so many more opportunities in gaming if you've got a console. I always look at people who've got a Switch that wouldn't just be their primary console, surely.
Is the
I
Black
think-
Flag remake coming to Switch 2?
No.
They see what I mean? Like you're even missing out on stuff like that. I don't think that's worth
Yeah, but
buying.
like
But-
my argument against it is how many people do you know who they're not really that into gaming, but they're like, yeah, I got a Switch, like the Switch one.
yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Plus,
there'll be
it's a
kids and
family
stuff.
console
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
There's so many people I've met.
I think that
who
there are
have a
factors.
Switch
But I
one
think
but
if you
aren't
look
into
at
gaming.
Call it half.
if you put into the
Yeah,
if you put into the category of like gamers like all of us, if you took those sets of people,
Yeah.
I think it'd be quite rare for like us as a demographic just having the Switch. But you're right, family consoles
Yeah.
as one, and people that are not gamers have that to use.
Yeah. But then, yeah, we can talk about this forever because there's also the
Interesting.
obviously we are a certain type of gamer where we play everything. There are also the
Yeah.
gamers that just pick up COD and FIFA every year. Now, typically, they're definitely not going to be Nintendo. That can now technically happen this year because
Mm.
it will. But I
Did
can
you say-
guarantee you, no one is going to be like, I am. Well, there will be some people, obviously, but I can't imagine there's going to be that many people who want to say, I'm going to mainly play COD on the Switch 2 this year.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the people that want to play that game for the multiplayer, I just can't imagine it.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll,
can't
we'll have it on
imagine.
on a base console.
Yeah.
Didn't you say though, Welchy, that one
Last
of your
night.
surprises, was how good EFC was on Switch in terms of how that runs?
I love it. I love it on Switch. I know Jack doesn't like it as much because it's not 60 frames per second, and I get it. Like
I didn't buy it.
It's
I
not
didn't buy
perfect.
it.
No, but like, you know it's not 60.
No, yeah.
But once, if you're not playing it at 60, you kind of forget what it feels like to play at 60, and it becomes fine. Like, don't
Yeah,
get
that's
me
a
wrong,
Yeah.
good point.
I won't buy next year's FIFA at all unless they say it's 60
Yeah, I'm
frames
not
per
buying it.
second on Switch 2. Then I'll be like, oh, well, it's actually an upgrade. I'm not buying
Yeah.
it just for the new kits and the new players. I'm like, no, I can just play my career mode and carry on, whatever. But if they do come out and say, same with NBA, unless they have actual improvements to the quality, there's no need because it's just the same game, just with new players and different teams. Which Giannis, we haven't spoke about it. Giannis, fucking hell.
Oh, you got traded to Miami
Yeah,
Heat, didn't you?
bloody hell.
And we had the draft last night.
Yes, I do need to mention the comment from Discord, which is coming from James. Obviously, I sent a message out. What does everyone think of the Switch 2 in its first year? He says, I've come close a couple of times this year to purchasing a Switch 2, which would be my return to Nintendo since the Wii and the DS days. However, every time I look at the catalogue, there's just not enough substance to warrant the £400 console and £70 games. Although I enjoy Mario titles, Donkey Kong and Animal Crossing style games, which I'm guessing he's saying that because obviously Procopio is technically that, these often get repetitive quite quickly and have my interest for a few weeks at best. In my opinion, the current state of Nintendo is not very exciting. For new gamers, I'd suggest buying a PS5 for less than the price of a Switch. Can someone confirm that for me?
No.
Because the price
base-
is
base-
the price is
The
But
base
why?
console,
Yeah, they've gone up.
Yeah.
Because obviously, mine was 360 when I bought it,
Yeah.
but they jumped up, didn't they?
Hang on.
PS5
Well, so-
Slim Digital Edition, £519.
Whoa.
what about like the
That's
normal,
the-
just the standard base console?
Don't know if
They've
you
gone
can
up. So I
buy it,
paid.
can
I
you?
paid 360 for it. If it's gone up, it's probably above.
Yeah, I
£400
paid
now.
$450, but obviously I had the disc tray back in 2020.
Okay, so the standard PS5 disc edition, so you can take 50 quid off this.
Yeah,
And this has got a small discount on it. £555.
Yeah,
So
they jumped
I
up,
like
didn't they?
so yeah, they have gone up recently.
fuck me.
'Cause when I got
Next
the
time someone
PS5
tells you not
Pro,
to buy a console at launch, say, "Fucking yes, I am."
Yeah.
It's only going to go up.
I paid 738 for the Pro. It's now at 850, which is just
Yeah.
nuts.
So the Switch 2 on Amazon currently is $370. So I will argue with your point on that, James. But the rest, I stand. You are probably correct.
I think you said earlier, Welchy, of like, has it? I can't speak for Andy. Has it convinced like us to like
Yes.
dip into it? For me, it's again I've spoken about it before. It's having the PlayStation Portal, but I go through a stage where I don't use that. Sort of, I only really use it if I'm on my travels, or I've had a couple of occasions where I've been in bed, I can't be asked to get up, but it's like really lazy that I can't get out of bed and walk 4 steps to play on the console. I mean, I played like Life is Strange 2 on the Portal, and I feel like the Switch would just be Mario, and for that kind of price, it's a lot. And it's just I don't have enough time to play the games that I want to generally. Add another console to that, and I'm screwed. But I think if you're sort of like yourself, like on the train a lot, the Switch is absolutely perfect for that kind of occasion. And by you playing that, it then means that you get so much into that when you come home, you're like, oh, I'll play a bit more on the
Keep
Switch.
playing, yeah.
As with everything, yeah.
James goes on to say, I said that bit. Oh, when he says about, I'd suggest buying a PS5 for less than the price, he then says, and be excited for upcoming releases like Wolverine, GTA 6, Intergalactic, God of War, and even Modern Warfare 4, which again, it is coming to Switch, so that one doesn't count, but I agree with everything else. And I also kind of agree because I'd much rather play that on PS4, F5, even though I'm not playing COD this year again. I hope Nintendo can interest me more in the future and I'll be buying one. But for now, I think it's been a disappointing first year and I'll stick to my PS5. I think it's fair to say, and I would say this is for me as well, the Switch is very much only if, and it's not for everyone, but I buy the exclusives. Any third party stuff, I'm probably going to go PS5 or Xbox on Game Pass. Other than like indie stuff, there are some games which I think suit a handheld. Like if I was going to buy Balatro on a console, other than my phone because it's too addictive, I'd first go to the Switch because I'd like that handheld element to it. So games like that, those kind of small indie games, I can imagine Blueprints, Andy, would have been pretty cool on a Switch too. Little games like that, like the easy casual games, like not your massive, like Cyberpunk is on here. But if I'm going to play Cyberpunk, I'd rather play that on a big telly with my, which I know you can play Switch 2 on telly, but you know what I mean?
It's like I've always felt weird ever since I've had my Switch 1 and Switch 2, playing a Pokemon game docked.
Yes,
it just doesn't feel right to me.
Yeah.
Because like all my time as a kid was spent playing it on a DS and then like to suddenly have it in front of me.
It's
like,
funny
it
though.
just doesn't feel right.
When I was younger, I was always like, how cool would this be on a massive telly?
Yeah.
And
now
then
it's
you
on a
finally
massive
get
telly,
it and
I'm
you're
like,
like, no, I want it in front of me. Look.
I know. Are they going to do like any kind of like Sonic games? Is that in the pipeline or Switch?
Yeah, Sonic games are on there, I think.
I think one of the release titles was Sonic Shadows Generations.
Yeah.
And then the racing game was on there. So
But
I don't.
It'll just be the
won't be
third
any
party stuff that are on
exclusives.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
Other than if they do Mario and Sonic again.
I'd love that.
I mean,
the last one.
When's the
was
next Olympics? 2 years' time? You never know.
Yeah, never know indeed.
Yeah, fair point.
Any other comments on the Switch 2 before we move on?
All I would say
Andy,
is
Andy, you didn't say. Are you interested in it?
Not at the moment. One, because of obviously financial reasons.
In front of his face, he would.
There's a couple of games that attempt like Pokemon games. Like the next mainline Pokemon game that comes out next year, that's the one that'll tempt me more into getting it.
Yeah.
So once that drops, that's when, if like Jack and you get it, that's when I'll definitely be more jealous of missing out on that. So potentially would get it at that point. But yeah, it depends on, again, is it going to jump up in price like other consoles as it goes on, or will there be discounts for it? Like, because you sort of wait for launch and then think, oh, I don't need to get it right now. I'll wait a year, see if there's a sale. And then we're not getting those with consoles anymore, really. So it's like, is it worth waiting, or just buy it and then buy the game when you want to play it? But yeah, I don't think there's enough in it at the moment.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Completely fair. Go on, Jack.
I was just gonna say, I'm really happy with it. I think the one good thing about it is the exclusives are always going to look really well and play well because they are the exclusives, and they're not getting released on anything that with better hardware. I think the one thing I can complain about is like compared to my Steam Deck, like even though that's a lower resolution screen, I think like it's a much thicker console. So I just wish maybe maybe would have made the console more expensive, but if they just maybe up the hardware a little bit more to make it that one bit better. Like,
As
because
in-
Pragmata was good, but like I think when you compared it to like, I don't want it to be like as good as the PS5, but like just a little bit below. You could tell with stuff like hair textures, and it didn't run consistently at 60. There was a lot of like jumps and stuff. But yeah, like I kind of wish they did just beef it up a little bit. Maybe even if they reduced the screen to 720, it could have been better.
I like the screen. I love the screen. I know what you mean, though.
No, yeah, it's
I know
great.
what you mean. Like, it's not going to be long until they can't keep up with the third-party games.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, it sounds like Veronica's going to come, but in 2 years' time, maybe the next Resident Evil is like, we tried, but it's just not. We can't do it. Especially when PS6 comes.
Yeah.
Those games which start coming to PS6, all of a sudden it's like, oh no, you're not getting these games, and all of a sudden we're back to Switch One days. So I agree, but that remains to be seen.
I don't have any other comments regarding the Switch, but what I will say, which is you will be getting COD, because now that Andy knows that people on Switch might be able to play multiplayer, he'll be buying that day one. Get straight on that.
That's an Andy
I'll
decision.
definitely not.
Is that
I'm not
November
buying
or October?
October.
I'll be knees deep in Gears, so I'm alright. Cool. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about a few different topics. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Late Night Gamer podcast. We have just been talking about the Switch 2, sorry, wow. The Switch 2 first year anniversary and how we think the console's been doing. We're now going to go into a bit of a discussion topic. Normally we do like a fun segment here, and this will be fun. I promise you. There will be big debate and big conversation.
Oh, God.
Okay, so...
You're going to say, like, why did Keir Starmer resign?
No, that's going to be on the Late Night Politics podcast, not this one.
The best thing, I put it in the Discord, but Paddy Power did a thing of like Jude Bellingham, the only number 10 that you can count on, and it went past down his street.
And then we couldn't count. Then we couldn't count.
And then he did call as well. So it's just out
there. So the first topic I want to start with, Andy.
Yeah.
You have something that you would like to say.
Okay, so I'm nervous.
Propose to someone.
Live on camera, Beth, get ready.
So me and Welchy have been talking a lot lately, and I decided to come up with a sort of criteria to rate my games. And I went back through and re-rated all the games that I played this year and changed some of my scores for, I think, pretty much every game, to be fair.
Hang on, and these are going to be official new scores that you want me to add to the podcast?
Mixtape has really got to you that you've come up with a new fucking really criteria. You've really
bullied them so much.
Oh my God.
The main reason behind me changing some of my scores is, one is because of Mixtape, and two, when we was doing our 2-year anniversary episode, talking about games like Expedition 33 and how much I loved that, and the reasons behind why I gave that 10 out of 10 score was because it was a true masterpiece in my eyes. And then sort of comparing it to other games that we've played this year, Mixtape being one of them, it's easy to get carried away in terms of like, once you've played it, it's easy to be more biased when you're first speaking about it, sort of thing. But when I was thinking about it more, and some of the points I even mentioned within my review of Mixtape would be reasons that I would mark it down and not potentially give it a 10 out of 10. But yeah, I've got a list of new scores for all the games I played. I don't know how they match up scores. I didn't go back and re-listen.
What's the criteria though? What's your new criteria that you're looking at?
Good
So
question.
it's just sort of audio visuals, gameplay, story, and
Benchmark.
I had another one. That was the fifth one because I had four. Oh yeah, because
Yeah,
audio and
that's the
visuals
fifth
I
one,
count as two.
I
Yeah,
mean, d-
yeah, and then a benchmark game. So, for example, for mixtape, I used Life is Strange 1 as my benchmark game to compare the two, um, in comparison. And
I
if
mean,
it doesn't live up to that game, then it's
Mm.
not going to get a 10 out of 10 in my eyes.
to be fair, you have a point because obviously I know my name is Mr. 10 out of 10, but it is a point that I don't really have a criteria. I kind of just go with how I'm feeling. It might make it more easy just to have more sort of measured one. I mean, I'm still keeping my unless you've got something else in the
Hang
pipeline
on.
that I've got to do
I
this.
have a announcement to make. I'm gonna
I don't know what this
I'm
is.
gonna defend
Okay.
you here, Andy.
Okay.
I got a message today from a man called Bigsy,
Okay.
and he sent me this. This is a conversation between Bigsy and Stephen.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So-
I know where this is going. I know where this
That's
is
funny.
going.
He told you.
Fuck's sake, Big C.
Right, Bigsy said, I can't see the whole chat. He just sent me one screenshot. I'll read you the whole conversation. Bigsy said, "Do you now want to give mixtape a score of 9 instead?" Lol, laughing. I'm not going to do all the lols and laughing faces. There's a lot of them. Stephen replies, "The music aspect of the game is so good though. It's 10 because it gave me so much joy." Then Bigsy said, "But you
Fair.
said it has major flaws. Surely that's got to come down by a point or 0.5. So what's your final score? 9 or 9.5? And then Stephen replies,
I know what I said as well.
"The thing is though, a game can have flaws and still get a 10 for different reasons. Plus it annoys Welchy, so I'm not going to change my score."
I do get a little bit of joy seeing how angry you are, but fucking hell, Bigsy, thanks for baiting me out there.
That's quality.
But I do think I may have been a bit generous with the score. If you put a gun
yeah.
to my head, I would lower it to 9.5.
Yeah, I would,
Anyone got guns?
yeah. Well, that's the
That's
last
funny.
time I speak to Bigsy on a private level, right? Trust me, broken. Thanks for that, mate. No, for some reason, like the mixtape has been wrangling on and on. If you said to me, you've got to lower the score, I would go down to 9.5 because I do agree that I was probably very, very generous because it played on the music side that I absolutely love. But also, it's just that funny thing because of how angry, like every week since we did that review, you've been on it. So the more someone says something, the more I then become kind of like, well,
Defensive. Yeah.
yeah, I'm just gonna do it just for a laugh. But yeah, I think it has made me similar to that sort of Andy, but I wasn't deep in it that much, so I'm going to change every single rating. But moving forward, it's something that I'm going to have for like just a few things written down of what I'm basing it on, because otherwise, like, yeah, if you really love a game, it can make you go higher. And when we look back at it, I then go, why have I gone that high? Like in the case of like 007. Thank you.
Wait,
Fuck's sake,
what? As in
Bigsy.
you wouldn't go that high on 007?
No. I mean, like I gave 007 a lower score than mixtape,
Yeah.
and it didn't sit right with me. I will be having words with Bigsy as well. For what we've mentioned in next week's podcast as well. Be a new segment.
Sorry, Andy. Give us your new
that's
scores.
fine. So, and I can't remember what I gave these games to begin with.
You
but
say them, and I'll tell you what you changed it from.
Reanimal, my new score is 8 out of 10.
Okay, you gave it 8.5.
Okay, slightly down, but I think that's a fair score. This is in comparison to like games coming out as well this year that I think Reanimal, although it was good for the type of game it is, won't be on the same level as some of the other games coming out, sort of thing. And then it can't be too close to those, in my opinion. Pragmata, 8 out of 10.
You gave it a 10.
You gave it a 10.
Yeah. The story aspect in Pragmata wasn't as good as it was more the gameplay that sort of took
Gameplay's
my eye with
phenomenal,
Pragmata.
Yeah.
Because I enjoyed the hacking so much. The story isn't as good as again, I'm going to use Expedition 33 as an example. Like the story for Expedition 33 was so mysterious to start with,
Yeah.
And as you went on, you started to find out more and more and more, and I was intrigued all the way through. Whereas with the story with Pragmata, although I thought it was okay and good enough, it wasn't amazing. There's like Expedition 33 is a masterpiece in the story that it tells, and that's what these games need to have for it to be 10 out of 10 for me. Mixtape, I've knocked that down to 8 out of 10 as well. So it's still, to me, a great game. I did actually write just to let you know, Stephen, follow my criteria of that one in terms of what I gave the scores and stuff. So like audio and visuals got 10 out of 10 for me. So audio for the music and all the other elements, and then the visuals because I quite like the unique art style that they use
I'd
throughout the
agree
game.
with
So, and then it was the story that I marked it down for, and the gameplay. I wanted more gameplay in the game, which I actually said in my initial review anyway. So yeah, just more gameplay elements. First Light, 8.5 out of 10. I think that's been the best game I've played this year, so it deserves to be the highest rated.
You
at the moment.
originally gave it an 8.
Yeah, so I've knocked that up. Invincible Versus, 5 out of 10.
That's not changed.
Barely touched it. Story was an hour. Yeah, it's okay. Directive 8020, 6 out of 10.
That was
I
an
can't
8.
remember. Yeah, the reason for that is the story obviously started off slow and then I thought picked up towards the end of the game. However, in terms of, I think I got carried away that although I had fun playing it with Stephen, when you actually looked at how the co-op worked on Directive 8020, it wasn't a good co-op sort of setting.
Or compare
You
it
like
to
had to switch, take
Reanimal,
Split Fiction, Reanimal. Yeah, like those.
We did say we probably would have marked it down much
played it
lower
solo.
had we been playing on
Yeah,
our own.
yeah.
So I agree
Yeah.
with that.
But I even think like the co-op could have been so much better in terms of you both controlling a player each. Like there's so many scenes where there's 2 characters or 3 characters throughout the whole game in each scene, and the fact that you're not controlling one of those characters at the same time, I think is just lazy. So I had fun playing it with Stephen, but I still thought the co-op element was poor in the way that they've done it.
No, that's fair.
There's no point having any co-op in it really. You might as well just do one player, then just
There were
switch that
moments
like
where
what you do,
we actually took over the controller at times because it'd been ages for us having a segment. It was like one episode where like Andy had control of the whole episode. So yeah, it was a very, very flawed way of doing it.
Yeah. So I think that they're all the games I've played this year. They're the ones that I had written down. If there's any others I've missed,
the other ones you've not finished.
Saros, yeah,
and
Resident
Evil, yeah. Very interesting. Thank you, Andy. Just to read my message to Andy. So Andy sent me his scores for Mixtape and said 10 for audio, 10 for visual, 7 for gameplay, 6 for story. And my reply was, wow, that's crazy. Because that seems way too high still. I said mine would be this, and Andy put, oh, what? Crap. I was like, no, that's unfair. I said audio 8.5, story 5, gameplay 3, visuals 8.5.
All this because of the hatred mixtape. And now I feel like if I don't then have a score, I'm going to be lamb. It's just going to be me on my own.
It's just you on your own now. Yeah, you're on your own now.
Well, I feel like I've got to now mark it down because otherwise it's just going to be constant for every other game that comes out between now and the end of the year.
No,
I think
don't be a pussy.
I think the
benchmark idea
is the best way to get a rough idea of what score you want in your head. Like as soon as I compared Mixtape to Life is Strange #1, I was like, it's definitely not on the same level as that. And Life is Strange, for me, the first game I would say is my 10 out of 10 in that sort of genre of games. So Mixtape would have to be on the same level as that to hit the 10 out of 10 to begin with anyway.
I'd agree with that. And I mean, I gave Life is Strange 1 a 10. I think let's settle this once and for all. I will Welchy lower my Mixtape score.
2.
Oh.
I feel like 9 point. Based on what you have said, I'm going by the way that you've just described, because I would give the music side of it a 10, and then I love the visuals as well, so I didn't have an issue with that. Story wasn't anything, but I quite liked the whole family dynamic of the group, so I give that maybe like an 8. Gameplay, yeah, could have probably had some improvements, maybe a 7. So I do like 10, 10, 8, 7 if I was doing it. But
What's that?
compared to Life is
That's
Strange,
45, if I'm not mistaken.
something like that.
So that's a 9.5.
Oh wait,
45.
30.
Actually, yeah,
35, sorry, 35.
35,
I'm 35. It's hot.
It is hard.
Pretty
Ah,
nice.
I actually think I'm going to go more to a 9 because the gameplay is a massive feature of that, really. And if you look at the benchmark of what Life is Strange does, still, I actually think 9.5 is high as well.
Look at this, Jack. We did it, Jack. We did it.
I wouldn't have done it if someone had the whole bloody PowerPoint presentation and go through every single one of his scores. Kind of had to, really.
Also,
I can't.
You're the one messaging Biggs on the Slack.
I was going to say, also
When did it release?
shout out to Biggsy for keeping the pressure on as well. Me, Jack, and Biggsy have just been pressuring and pressuring and pressuring.
I was literally working today, and we were just chatting. Bigsy's playing Resident Evil Village at the moment, and then out of the blue, it was like, "Oh, with Big Safe," I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Yeah." So I will take it down to a 9.
Put it this way, Stephen. I will read out all the 10 and the 10s you've given, and you tell me which
Yeah.
one sounds like it's the odd one out. Horizon Zero Dawn, Split Fiction, Ghost of Yote, Life is Strange, Life is Strange Before the Storm, Life is Strange 2,
Yeah.
Resident Evil Requiem, Mixtape.
Yeah. Yeah, Mixtape is the
It's like-
Even the way you said it.
Yeah,
Even
I,
Yeah,
mean, I know I said it funny, but also
Because those list of games, all of those that you just outlined are absolute, in my opinion,
Yeah.
10 out of 10 games for multiple reasons. Like they are all some of the best games that you'll ever play, generally, through that list.
do the same. For
Mixtape
Andy's
is
obviously Andy's God of War, Expedition 33. I mean, fuck
Yeah.
those two.
Yeah.
God of War Ragnarok, Split Fiction, Dispatch, Mixtape.
Yeah.
I feel more comfortable now with Mixtape being a 9 because it also now means that any game that is higher than that, we can't get the whole Welchy going like, well, how can you say that when Mixtape is this? So
I
please say
promise-
this is now the end of the Mixtape debate.
I don't know. I reckon this joke's got legs. 9's still a little bit higher, isn't it?
We'll be 3 years in. New people who join the podcast going, "Why are they still talking about Mixtape?" Like,
I know. The positive though is that the way that you just outlined it, Andy, is a good way moving forward of how to do like a rating. That actually is quite useful because sometimes it's hard to rate a game when you love it. Like Mixtape just really spoke to me, and it was short, and it's very easy to get caught up in the actual aspects of it, not just Mixtape but generally. I thought if I love a game, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a 10 out of 10, and there needs to be more. We need to be more critiqued in that way.
if you want, I can send you a spreadsheet that I've got because I use one as like not as my kind of answer, but to kind of back up my thoughts. So, if, for example, when I finished 007 First Light, I was like, I would say it's amazing. That's what I always go for first. Is like, how would I describe the game to someone? Then I'm like, right, how would then I rate the things, and does that give me the same score? And most of the times it does. And what I do is I weight it so that gameplay has the most effect on the score, and then story is next, and then audio and visuals are the least.
I think though the problem that I had, we spoke about it a few weeks ago. I think we did when you asked me the question of like, would you rather with gameplay and story? Like I've sometimes been okay with a game not having the best gameplay, but if the story is amazing, it supersedes that.
It's a fine saying not the best gameplay. I still think if you consider the best games out there, they have incredible gameplay, not always the best story. Like maybe not the best games, but
like Split Fiction's a prime example.
Yeah, like okay, perfect. Split Fiction, you both consider a 10. I was 9.5, but that has no one can deny the gameplay in that game. It's the story which maybe drops a bit. But obviously, when you're talking about the top of the top, the God of Wars, the Expeditions, the Last of Us, we're talking they have both anyway. But Pragmata, another one. We consider that to be a top tier game. Not 10 out of, well, Andy did, but not anymore. A top tier game, but not because of its story.
Yeah.
So you can wait however you want. I'm just saying the way I do it is gameplay.
No, and it will helpful to hopefully that we never have another Mixtape scenario ever again. I don't think we can deal with that as negative.
For the content, we should keep doing this.
Oh dear.
Yeah, 9's a little bit high still.
It's a little bit high.
Last week, well, she said like 8 there, 9 he'd be like, oh, that's crazy, but it was the 10 that he does the line. So not that is where mixtape. I am not lowering mixtape any more than getting it at 9. It's at the low point of the 9, if that makes you feel better. Like it could hover between. I'm just saying, like if we're talking about like other 9s that I've probably given, there are probably better games than mixtape. But what it is,
Yeah.
that it sits in the 9 out of 10 for me.
We need to
There's
move
going
on.
to be a message in the group chat tomorrow like, all right, it's an 8.
I might give it a 4. You know, fuck it. Just go right the way
Fuck you
down.
guys.
Even I weren't that harsh.
It's a 2.
We need to move on to what we've been watching, but just out of interest.
Watching.
Playing, sorry.
Playing?
It's because you're thinking of mixtape.
I'm thinking mixtape. It's just a film. What would you say is a better game, Atom 4 or mixtape?
Oh, I gave Atom 4 9, didn't I?
I can't tell you that.
Oh, I did.
That's classified.
Damn you, Welchy. That's a horrible question.
Or Horizon Forbidden West or mixtape. It's unfair. They're different games, so you can rate them
Yeah.
differently.
To be fair,
No, it's completely fair.
didn't I give Horizon Forbidden West 9.5?
No.
I gave it a 9.
Oh.
Although I do think it's not as good of a sequel as what everyone says, but that's just me. Let me start with the Atom 4 because Horizon makes it even more difficult. I'm based it on what game did I have the most amount of fun with, and that would have been mixtape. But again, mixtape was only 3 hours. Atom 4 was 11.
Fun.
I had a lot of fun. Yeah, but I
Let's
can't.
move on.
I don't know how many times I can say it in terms of like
This
the
joke's
fact that
never going
the
to go.
music. No, I mean, I feel like you want me to say Atom 4, but pass. Did I say pass on that question? What did I
It's
give
funny
Atom 4? Did I give it a 9?
You gave it a
Steven
nine.
obviously rates his games like quite highly. Luckily, you can't do the same with me in terms of like my 10 out of 10s in comparison. Although now I know you're going to probably pull out some of the 8 or 10.
I'm going to say with some 8s here, Andy. Oh, I mean, it's not terrible. What's better, Reanimal
Yeah.
or mixtape?
See, I think that's more of a fairer comparison. Like Reanimal was more fun because I played that co-op with you, and there was like funny moments and like the dark atmosphere with it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. I'll let it slide. We'll move on.
Yeah.
Next week I'll go down to an 8, guys. So just keep chipping away, and that will go down.
Well done to Big Z, Jack, and myself for finally winning the
Pat
war.
on the back.
Yeah, we lost the battle.
Yeah. I am absolutely sweating here, but I am absolutely. You might
It's
notice I'm
so
doing this
hot tonight.
constantly. I am melting.
Yeah, I keep moving everything around.
What we've been playing. We've all been playing a fair bit. Andy, you've been playing the most. I think one that we
Yep.
can both talk about because we both played it this week
Yes.
or last week or whenever it was, is Control.
Yep.
I started playing it because I want to kind of remind myself of the story and the gameplay before Control Resonance, I think it's called, which comes out in September 24th. For now, I'm sure one of those games is going to get delayed just to be away from the others.
Yeah.
Or brought forward, I guess. What did you think of Control? Because obviously it's your first time playing, my second time playing. I think you told me what score you gave it on the test when we were still talking about your review scores, but what do you think of it?
Yes, I saw you playing it and thought, you know what? I have access to Control. I know it's not a super long campaign. Let me try and complete it before the new one comes out, see if I like it, and then I'll be more hyped for the next game. But yeah, no, I thought it's unique. It's an interesting game. I really like the gameplay mechanics on it. The skill tree I quite like. I think that's quite important on games, having a good skill tree, one that's easy to follow with the abilities and stuff. I like the way the games where you sort of complete one chapter, you unlock an ability, you do the next mission, you get another ability. So I like games that do that, which is something that Control does. So I really like that aspect of it. Obviously, without giving too much away, I don't really know. The story is like quite mysterious, and there's still stuff to know, like that we'll find out hopefully in the next game. But yeah, it's very mysterious in terms of the way they tell the story, and there's parts of it where I'm like, that's going straight over my head. I know
that is
Steven,
that is a typical Remedy game. Like,
yeah,
Alan Wake 1 is probably the easiest to follow, and that's not easy. This Control's a head fuck. Alan Wake 2 is a head fuck. And
Yeah.
fuck no, Control Resident already looks like a real head fuck just from the trailer.
Yeah, I do wonder if you read more of like the stuff laying around, which
Yeah.
I don't particularly do, and I know you love to do that, Stephen, on games, but whether that would give you more in terms of the story. But even some of the bits I did read, and when watching you do your stream, some of the bits that you listened to actually that I didn't, still don't think it really gives
No.
too much into the story. So
And to be fair, there are moments in games where even if I'm reading everything, I still have no idea what's going on. So sometimes reading everything still doesn't help you get any further forward on what's happening.
It's one of those games,
Yeah.
and I sometimes knock games for this, and I kind of do knock this game for it as well, is when, and films as well that do this, when they're being confusing and, you know, like, I mean, like smart and like trying to be extra clever for the sake of being it.
Trying to be, yeah.
yeah,
But I think Remedy do it in a way which is still entertaining, and
Yeah.
they give you just enough to be like, kind of get it.
yeah.
It's one.
I-
Sorry, Andy, go on.
No, just gonna say with Control, I think they, like you say, Welchy, they give you enough of the story to know sort of why you're there, but then like what your mission is being there, but then there's more in the background that you're not quite sure about. And then hopefully with the next game they'll fill in some of those gaps, because obviously that's a sequel coming out. So hopefully we'll get more to the story in that game, and that will help us understand a bit better. Or it might not. They might have another game coming out after that and think, you know, we're just going to confuse you even more with the next one. But yeah,
It is one big universe, so they're all interlinked. Alan Wake is interlinked.
Yeah.
And there's certain things and maybe characters that appear in Alan Wake 2. You're like, oh shit.
okay,
So I would obviously recommend it. I know that especially Alan Wake 2 is more horror, but it's not like an Outlast horror or Alien Isolation horror. It is different, but
yeah.
nevertheless, it is horror.
The reason I like Control, the reason I think I like Control more if I played Alan Wake or Alan Wake 2 is I feel like Control is more like a thriller game. I don't know if you have similar powers in Alan Wake games, so that's another thing. Like I feel
the gameplay is very good in Control.
Yeah, and like when you've got that sort of power in terms of like the shooting abilities and the like the throwing abilities and that sort of thing, I feel more invincible going into those sort of stages with against enemies and that. Whereas in Alan Wake, if you're just a person with a gun or whatever, or if, I know certain games like that you don't even have a weapon, it's like I'd just be hiding more of the gameplay. I'll just be hiding from enemies and stuff, and that's when I'm like, one, start to get a bit bored of it, but two, also shitting myself and like trying to get through the level as quickly as possible. Whereas in Control with oh my god, what's her name? The main character's name?
Jesse
with
Jesse Faden.
You sure?
It's something
Jesse?
Faden.
It's Faden, definitely Faden. Yeah, with her, obviously, when you're going in, you feel invincible and you can just like throw the NPCs around
Jesse.
and stuff, and obviously throw objects and that sort of thing. So it's a lot easier for me to play through those sort of games.
I think going back to your earlier point, Welchy, I feel like not with video games so much, but movies, theories kind of get away with it more about being a little bit confusing because it's engaging. So you might think, oh, it's really all over the place, but you've had a lot of fun with the gameplay mechanics. Where like in a movie, you're just completely locked into that story. So I feel like games can get away with that setting more. Where if I come out of a movie, you've really confused me. I'm like, what the fuck was that all about?
Yeah.
I've had a couple of video game campaigns like that I've played where I have not a clue what's going on, but if I enjoy the gameplay, then I don't tend to it being a problem.
Yeah, there was a film I watched. What was it called? Enemy. By Denis Villeneuve, who went on to do Dune, which is obviously very good. But Enemy has Jake Gyllenhaal, and at the end of that film, I literally stood up and went, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
I was like, "What the fuck is this shit?" And you go online, it's like, "Oh, it's so clever." If you look at it, I'm like, "No, fuck off." And games can do that, but with Control, it gives you enough, and you know, like Andy says, you know why you're there, you know the goal, but then how did all this fucking shit happen?
Yeah.
And you're listening.
Yeah.
This is one of those games where it has real life video recordings within it, which I love when they do that. Like if
that's pretty cool with the Doctor.
They do that in Alan Wake 2 as well. Don't think they do it in Alan Wake 1. I think they do actually. And it's really cool. He's explaining stuff and you're like, it sounds like I could understand it if I really focus, but I still don't quite get it.
Yeah,
But you kind of just got to let yourself go and believe what's happening.
yeah.
Um,
I am.
it's
I'm
crazy
really
shit.
looking forward to doing the whole because I've got both Alan Wake, I've got Control ready to play. I probably won't get around to doing that before the new one, but it will be. I'm gonna probably spend some time in the coming months, or even maybe like January, where I have my like game with fix when I'm not playing GTA 6, where I want to do like Control, Alan Wake 1, Alan Wake 2, and then the second Control. So, but because it's basically 4 games, but it's one that I'm excited. I've heard enough that I'm intrigued, really, and I think I'm going to really enjoy them.
You're never going to play God of War, are you? Let's just be honest.
After all that debate.
So, score out of 10, Andy, for a Control?
I can't remember what I said to you, but I wrote down. Sorry, this might be different, but 8.5 out of 10.
I think you
I
said.
can't
I think
remember.
you said.
I said
I
8.
think you said 8.
Okay, yeah, because I was around the 8.5, 10 mark. Yeah, the reason for the downgrade, I think the story's good enough, the abilities are good enough. The one thing that annoyed me the most about this game was the map. Like the map's so confusing
so
and stuff.
shit.
So yeah, that's the only sort of event. Like on certain parts where it's like telling, obviously you got your mission, your objectives, or where you need to go and stuff. And it's like I'll be looking around. The one bit of advice I can give to anyone playing this game is literally just go back to the first fast travel point for that section, and then just follow the signs. Because that's like there'll be some points where I'd obviously finish my mission, just sort of walk out, and then say I'll go here, and I'll be in sort of that area, but then I'll try going there, and I'll like wouldn't be able to find where I was actually meant to be going. So yeah, the map could be better, but that's really the only only negative about this game, really, in my opinion. I thought the game got harder as you went on as well, especially the second to last level, where you have some of those, like you unlock another section each time. It goes up and up and up.
Oh, that
until you
mate!
get to,
I was getting so angry on that bit.
Yeah, so that's definitely the hardest mission on this game. Just because of those flying fuckers, man.
Yeah.
Like you'd be fighting the ground enemies, and all of a sudden I'm getting hit, and I'm like getting taken out straight away with one bullet. I'm like, you're pissing me off now. I like died 3 times in that bit, I think. But yeah, if not more.
I ended up flying back to another one and trying to like basically effectively snipe them across.
Yeah,
And all of a sudden one appeared next to me. I thought, what the fuck are you doing there?
Yeah.
But no, I would probably go with an 8. It's one of those games where over the years in my mind it's been improved in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, you got to play Control. It's amazing. But when I played it again, I was like, it is, but it's not as amazing as I remember it. And I don't know. Well, one factor, and I know you haven't done it, is all the side stuff.
Yeah,
there's a lot of good side content in this game. Did you get to the bit? Did you hear a guy sitting next to a fridge saying he can't leave? He has to look at it, otherwise it will move.
Yeah.
Did you do that side mission?
No.
You should do that side mission. I haven't done it this time, but I did it before. There's a lot of crazy shit in this game, and it's really cool. So I remember loving all of that because I got the platinum before, and I remember enjoying it. The worst part of the platinum was the map. The map is just so bad. But yeah, it's one of those games. I don't think it holds up as well visually anymore. There was times where I looked at the game thinking, it doesn't look that good anymore. I mean, this came out in when did it come out? 2019?
Okay. I don't know.
28. I'm going to say 2019, which is 7 years ago. It's not that long, but especially when you look at Alan Wake 2, which is an unbelievably good looking game, they've stepped up. So
would the PS5 version though look better? Because like the controller I bought,
that's what I was playing.
I think it is. Because I think when they released
it was PS4, wasn't it?
It was, but I played the PS5
Oh, sorry, you played the PS5 version and you're saying it doesn't look... Oh, right, I'm with you.
Yeah, because I've got more trophies because I got the PS4 Platinum. This one I haven't got the Platinum.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It runs well now because it used to run like fucking shit on the PS4. Like it used to be horrendously bad. Like, Andy, as soon as there was like 5 people on screen, and especially, when you used to get the shield up, it just used to stutter like crazy. It's like it used to be horrible to play, but now it works perfectly.
This is why I'm glad sometimes that I don't play certain games at launch, because people come away bad. I'm not, obviously it's not, it pretty rarely happens, but
this was one bad
those
case.
few games where it does happen. But yeah, I did like the sort of puzzles that they had in the game. I didn't think that was like too complicated. They were like with like the hotel scenes. I thought that was
Yeah.
pretty cool to have things like that in the game
Yeah.
and change like the environment.
I found the
And then
hotels
the
much easier to navigate this time. I remember the first time I played this, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. But it
okay,
is actually
yeah,
relatively simple if you just sit down and think about it.
yeah. Other than there's a part where you need to find when you have to find the janitor, and you have to go through a certain door, and I didn't even see that door there. Like because I was so
Oh,
focused on
the normal
other bits
doors.
from the other puzzles I've done. I just all it takes is to look around properly, and you bloody see it, and it's like, but yeah, it took me ages to find it.
Did you like the ashtray maze?
I did, yeah. That's definitely the coolest mission in the game. It sort of reminded me of Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy. So
Some people consider that one of the best levels in games in a long time.
yeah, I think if Steven plays Control, that'll be his favorite level in
Yeah.
this game.
There's also another level similar style-ish about giving things away in Alan Wake 2, which
Okay,
is also very
that's pretty cool.
famous.
Yeah, that was a very cool mission.
Cool. 8.5 for
Of course,
Mandy. I will go with 8. I will give that official score because I did beat it again. But I will caveat that I do think I'd probably go higher if I'd done all the side content again.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to. Stephen, you have got the 007 First Light Platinum.
I have, which is my 11th platinum that I've got, which most of them have come this year. So it's not.
Just 41 to go.
I know, getting there, slowly but surely.
Yeah, up to
Look at your list.
Do you want me to go through the good ones I've got again?
I did want to make a comment because obviously we spoke a lot about the combat in First Light. So I changed the difficulty to novice to get the remaining, because all I needed was basically the postcards, the intel, and what else I needed to get? Intel, mementos, legacy, and cards. So that's the only thing that I needed. But obviously it wasn't too much for pain, but you had to basically go into each chapter, and then there were sub chapters that I had to do. There was one section where I had to play a whole chapter again to get the laser, to be able to get some of the cards that you needed the laser for. I thought I could just go into the chapter, but that you had to start it from scratch to get the laser to be able to do it. But once you got the laser, it was then ready in all of the subsequent chapters that I then went back to. I used a YouTube guide for every single one. I could not. I found half in my playthrough, but there were ones that I had to get. I don't know how people do it without a guide generally. Like there was one that I had to, in the nightclub scene.
Yeah.
Yes.
You go up onto the roof, you then have to go around all the way to the left through a hatch into a bathroom for a little mini sort of side bit, and then down another bit of wall, and then come out to like this indoor bar area to then give a card. And I was like, how has someone managed to do that without seeing that? Because some of them were in places where you would have not expected them. And there was one in the first training bit. I searched around everywhere. When you're doing like the train to get the flag at the very top. And then I realized that you've got to, if you go in, you've missed it. As you go up the stairs, there's like a side bit before it actually starts, and that's where the card was. So I spent 25 minutes just going round and round and round and round. I was like, where is this that I'm looking on my YouTube guide? But with novice, it makes the combat absolutely not much of an issue. Like you don't die, right? I tested it. I got hit 8 times before the screen then went like black and white, and that was 8 hits, and 2 of those were from like the brutes. So I was like, you're basically like indestructible in this difficulty. So I was like, I'm kind of glad that I didn't do that, because I would have come into the review going, what are you talking about, guys? The combat's fine. It's easy. Like you're not going to die at all. You basically could just run into every situation and fight every single enemy. There's no need to do any form of stealth on novice. I actually think that they probably made that difficulty too easy. Like even though you've got an easy difficulty, like there's got to be some sort of challenge somewhere. It basically is just a run and gun. So I tested that. But getting all the collectibles was quite fun. As I said, I found a really good guide. It was generally just quite therapeutic, really. I was listening to some of our podcasts. I had music on. I had to have something on because, like, again, I didn't want to listen to the dialogue. I knew basically what was going on. So it was one of those where I just put something else on the background to get me through it. I think it took me about 5 hours to get the remaining bits. But yeah, a lot of fun. And it was fun testing out although it was funny, I had 2 further crashes while doing that. So they still haven't fixed some of those bugs. I think on a wider note, though, I spoke about it generally, but like my profile's making me really sad because, like I said, it's now saying that I've played like half of the games I actually have. You know, the thing that I put in the Discord.
I don't really understand what the issue. I don't understand it.
So basically, you go onto your profile and you've got like your overview. You know, your player card.
Yeah.
So you've got the overview, you've got your games, you've got your trophies, and then you've got your shared content.
Yeah.
Well, on your games, it would list every single game that you've played, and
Which
mine was
is where
like
you see how many hours you've
122. Yes, that's the page. Mine is now only saying 81, and I tested it even further. So Maneater is not on there. So I re-downloaded Maneater tonight, loaded it up to see if it would then come in my list of recently played, and it's not there, which is bizarre. So it's like half of the games, like Mafia of the Old Country, is not on my gamer card, but if I go into trophies, they're all there.
Yeah, okay.
It really annoys me. I know it shouldn't, but I like seeing like my collection and how many hours I've played, and half my games are just not there.
Yeah, it is annoying. It happened to me. At one point it said I don't have any games, so I went on
Yeah.
there. Yeah,
So
and,
PS5
and then I went
probably
on.
did.
And then I was like looking. I was looking on the app to see if it was on there as well, and it said you don't have any games. And I was like, I can't remember what I was looking for, but I was looking for something in particular at the time. And I was like, I just assumed it was glitching out, like in that moment, like the connection or like internet was being funny, and it just wasn't loading.
I don't know if you guys have noticed any like thing differently, because like it sounds like it's a widespread problem for a number of people. Like
I've not noticed games
It
go
hasn't-
missing yet. Go on, Jack.
I was just gonna say, I don't think it's happened to me. When I look through my games list,
But-
I'm pretty sure everything was there that I've played.
What Ben said on Discord was that it's to do with this thing where games are being added to your list. Now, that's an interesting thing because about 3 years ago, maybe a bit more, all of a sudden, I had what Call of Duty was it? Not a Vanguard. Name me some Call of Duty games that I wouldn't have played.
Cold War.
Cold War. Call of Duty Cold War was on my profile with like a few hours on it. I was like, I don't own that game. Like, I've never
Yeah.
touched that game. And I used to game share with someone who Andy definitely knows. I think you know Jack, I don't know, but not friends anymore. And I was like, has he somehow hacked me and played this game? Like, like what the fuck and why? Like, what? It doesn't do anything
Yeah.
to me. I was just like confused. And then when Ben said that like people have been adding things to like almost like hacking you and adding like games like Sex Simulator, I was like, if that's happened to me, then why the fuck did they pick the Cold War game?
Yeah,
I just
Cold
don't
War,
get it.
yeah.
It means nothing.
Because it's not a hack. It sounds like I was reading things online that it's a more of a Sony like sort of issue, that it's affected multiple players. Like the other thing, so there was one game which I know for a fact me and Andy have played, and it said play this game to compare. When I click on it, it then brings up all of the trophies that we both have.
Was this
So I'm just like,
Sex Simulator 5000?
yeah, it was definitely. But I just
1,000 hours each,
I
baby.
tried playing around with like some of the settings. Sort of there's I can't remember what it's called exactly, but you can essentially like reset like stats and stuff to go back to what they should be, but it's just not doing anything. And the fact that I downloaded the game, went on it, played for 5
That's
minutes,
weird.
it's still not appearing in the list. I'm like, because it's not on there, and I know that they've completed it and they've played it.
Have you got the platinum though? Because I've got the platinum for Maneater.
Haven't got the platinum for Maneater.
There you go.
Very fun platinum. I have
It
seen
was
it's on
very
my little
fun.
list
It was
of
very
ones
fun.
to do.
So before we go on to what you've been playing, Jack, you mentioned the combat in 007, and we should mention the abuse we've been getting online for this.
Yeah.
So
Oh my
That was a-
god, what was that
That
one
was a
comment?
fun Wednesday night. Yeah.
we put up an Instagram
Moses,
reel.
was it Moses?
Yeah, Moses. I'll read that one first. Actually, it's top of the list. We put up on TikTok, YouTube Short, and Instagram Reel. Most of the time, we get comments on TikTok or YouTube, and this time, for some reason, our Instagram Reel went off. Not even on views, but on comments. So I will read out the comments. They vary, but this, and don't get me wrong, the comments include all of our responses, so it's inflated. But 42 comments when you compare the previous.
The most comments
The previous
we've ever had
reel
on there.
has 0. The one before that has 7. The one before that has 0. So you get the mixtape one has 13. Funny enough, I don't think they were taking the piss out of you guys. So the top comment here, which is liked by not many people, but anyway, says, and this comment was because I said that currently it was a Game of the Year contender for me. Meaning, from the games I have played so far this year, it is one of my favorites.
The problem is, just to caveat that, is that the sample that you have doesn't give the full picture.
No.
So people saw that.
I know.
But I know what you meant, and they know what you meant. They're just being pedantic in that sort of example, because it was just like, that's not what you meant in any shape or form.
So the comment says, the only game that can beat GTA 6 as Game of the Year 2026 is GTA 7. I mean, what a shit comment anyway. Stop trying to figure out the Game of the Year. It's GTA 6. Here we go, Jack. This is Jack's favourite bit.
It's my favourite bit.
Moses left for a week, and his followers started worshipping a goat type Game of the Year prediction. What?
It's just such a funny analogy. I don't even know where he pulled it from.
the next
It's one of the best analogies in terms of worst analogies that I've heard this year, man.
I've realised that every comment here just hates me. So I also in that clip say that the hand-to-hand combat in this game is not good enough. So the next comment says, hand-to-hand combat is not good enough. You're just talking shit.
Get the pleasantries out of the way, straight to the brutality.
And the next one, the hand-to-hand combat is the best part of the game. Laughing face,
Oh,
laughing face,
no
laughing
way.
face.
No way.
Next comment, combat is better than most games now. What the fuck? Next comment, everyone's going to forget about it when GTA 6 comes out. All right, bore off. Next comment.
There's one comment that is my favourite about the guy that basically says, I don't know if you'll get onto about that you being shit.
I think that's probably a reply, which I've not got into the replies to.
Oh, okay.
Into it. There's one here which I think is probably your friend, Stephen, or someone you know. I don't normally comment, Steve, but holy shit, Freddie. I can't. 007 is fucking awful. Massive step down in every single avenue from Hitman, which they massively took from, but somehow couldn't even replicate its best elements. This one's a miss from me, dog. And then
he regularly listens to the podcast, so I appreciate you. I was just like, that's absolutely great.
Comment more often, Freddie. And then final comment, it says, first light is peak. I actually like the combat, especially this is a nice comment. I actually like the combat, especially when you get licensed to kill. The stuff you can pull off can really bring it out a lot more. The story is really good. No other mission beat the airport for me. The cinematics of that mission alone impressed me. 9 out of 10 is very fair. I was like, oh wow, a nice comment.
We went in saying like he disagrees with your comment about the hand-to-hand combat, but then also saying the things he liked about the game. It's like all said in a nice,
how to do a comment,
constructive way.
We became bodyguards for the evening because I was like, how dare you go up against the podcast host here? And it was one guy where his response basically was, you only don't like the combat because you're shit at it. And I was like, my response was just like, that makes no sense. I know he was the same guy that basically said, it's not opinion, it's fact.
Yeah,
the combat is amazing and it's a fact. And I was like, oh, it's not. That's your opinion. My opinion is that it isn't. And he's like, no, it's not, because it's a fact. I was like, I can't keep staying up and trying to argue, but he's not going to win that.
Okay, well, let's move on from the abuse that we got on 007 and on to Jack, what you've been playing. Have you been playing anything other than Rematch?
Yeah, I can't remember if I mentioned it in the last gaming one. I completed Metro 2033.
No,
maybe a week and a bit ago now. Yes, I completed that a week ago. It was pretty good. You can tell it's a dated game, and
where did you play this? PS5.
PS5. Yeah. It's funny because Biggs has just started playing it, and he's playing it on PC, and he said like I whack the sensitivity all the way up on controller, and normally that's too much on a game with a controller, but it's still really slow.
Hmm.
So I found that a bit hard to deal with. But old game, really intriguing story.
They're books, aren't
Sort
they?
of. Yeah. The books have been turned into games. Um, yeah, really intriguing story. I think if you like that sort of setup of what would happen after a nuclear war, then it definitely is a game that you should go for. Can't remember if there was many side missions in it or not. I don't feel that there is. I feel like it's just
Quite
story beat
linear.
after story beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was less open world than I expected. I think it sort of looks open world, but it's sort of like you can explore a little bit left and right, but you always have to carry on going towards your mission objective. But yeah, for the game it was, I thought the combat was fine. The gunplay was actually surprisingly good, and I liked the customization you can do on your guns on it, even though it was quite simple, but it was still good. And the currency system was interesting because it was you can find military grade bullets around the map, but at any point you can swap them into the gun you're using if you run out of ammo. So you sort of have to make a decision like, shit,
Okay.
I'm out of ammo, but do I want the money? Like to get through to your next upgrade. And luckily I ended up saving up loads of them, doing all my upgrades, and then I ran out of ammo right near the end and I just quickly swapped them in, but I had like 200 left, so it's like banging. But yeah, good game. I don't know what score I'd give it. Maybe
10,
like
10 out of 10.
no, not 10 out of 10. Maybe like undecided between like a 7 or a 6.5.
Okay.
Probably
You
a
just you
s- I
described
feel
it as 7, which is
I'll
our
say
definition of
7's
good.
probably good. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I'll give it a 7. I was pretty happy with it. And like again, I can't keep saying it, but like for a game that's that old, going back to it, it's like if
2010.
I played it when it came, yeah, like if I'd played it when it came out, would I've?
Enjoyed it more.
How do I compare it to games at the time?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think it would have been fine. But yeah, looking for. I bought the other two games in there because the trailer for the new one that's coming out really like intrigued me. So hopefully try get them two done before that comes out.
Yeah,
Uh,
because I think Metro Last Light is 2013, but then
yeah,
there's Exodus, which is actually quite new, which is 2019. So that was a
yeah,
late PS4 title. So that should actually
that
run
one,
pretty well.
that one I'm looking forward to playing
Yeah.
because like even the just the little screenshots that were on the PlayStation Store look a lot better.
There is a VR game.
But I ain't got. Oh, I do have VR, but I fucking yeah, not PlayStation 1. Other than that, still more Forza. Still just doing the online on that and just getting annoyed at people who just try to fucking ram me off the road all the time. Yeah, rematch, a little bit of rematch with you. That's been
Yeah.
fun. And
Rematches.
So when you're
final,
next on rematch, please let me know because I jumped on to get some of the England stuff, and oh my life, it's still as fun as it was when we last played
it's
it.
still really fun.
Did
We
you
had a
pay
good
for it?
game.
No, you just get part of the World Cup thing they've got going on, where you support the nation. You get lots of like free stuff.
Oh, do we? I
Did you do that?
I picked England, but I didn't see anything. Maybe I did.
Well,
Shit.
you got like the England like kit that you now are supporting, and that's in now your inventory. So you can put that on.
Okay.
But I put England stuff on Ronaldinho, which is a bit of a
Yeah.
contradiction. But anyway,
You didn't even say, you just spent all your time making your person look like a
yeah,
festival
to be
goer.
Bigsy as well messaged me and said, "Oh, there's like all this like free stuff you can get on rematch," and then I was like, "Well, I've got to pay one game," and that turned into playing 3 games, and it was just it's so much fun.
Me and Jack
We need to do it
played
again.
just before the podcast tonight. I said, "Do you fancy a quick 30 minutes?" And we played a few. Did we win every game tonight?
I think so.
I think we won. But the best one, we got into the game. It was taking a while to load because it was just 2 of us. And then in the end, the game just went, fuck it, off you go. You 2v3 of them. We was like, oh, fuck.
Oh no,
We fucked them, man. We won 2-0. And like,
nice.
it was one of those games so satisfying. You
It
know,
was
like,
so satisfying.
they just couldn't score against us.
Because they were
And,
probably sick going into that thinking there's 3 of us, 2 of them, we're gonna
Exactly.
wipe the floor with these fuckers.
and the next game, we had the opposite. Where we was 3 and they were 2. We was like, oh, shit, we're going to fuck this up, aren't we?
It did start to get a bit
We almost
hairy.
did. We almost did fuck it
Yeah.
up. Man,
But
just going
yeah,
back to that game, it's fucking phenomenal.
such a fun game,
so
isn't it?
fun, and
the fake shot is. I can see how it's
oh
going to be annoying for
Oh,
goalkeepers,
yeah,
but for attackers, it's brilliant.
it's
For goalkeepers,
it's
it's
OP
fucking
as fuck.
horrible.
I can imagine Andy loving that move. Like it's
yeah,
so
you can
OP.
do FIFA all the time, man.
Um, but yeah, other than Metro 4 as a rematch, I've also started Final Fantasy X.
Oh yes, yeah.
So yeah, first Final Fantasy game I've ever played.
And where are you
Big
playing that?
suggested it 'cause
Sorry,
I asked
PC.
for just on PC. Yeah. Big suggested it because I asked for a turn-based one. But yeah, I've been really enjoying it. It's really good. I think I'm about 10 hours in.
Oh, okay.
There
So
is
that's
there
a
is
decent
one
amount.
there is yeah, but it is like a 40-50 hour
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
So like it's yeah, it's gonna be a stretch. But there is the only thing I don't like about the game is Blitzball. It's sort of like their version of football and I guess Quidditch. But like you have to play one game for the story and it is the most fucking frustrating thing
Oh,
I've
okay.
ever done in my life. But other than that, it's really good. It's sort of similar to Clair Obscur, except on
Whoa.
Clair Obscur you can
Be careful.
no, I'm not. No. Let me finish.
Let the man
Like
finish.
I mean, in like just the way you navigate around places. So it's less open than that, but but there's probably at the same time more rooms to go in and people to talk to. What was I going to say? So, like, like in Clair Obscur, if there's a group of enemies in front of you, you can see them. You can either go into the battle or you can just walk around.
Yeah.
Like, you can always sort of try and make your way around of it. It works the same as Pokemon. So, like, when you're walking through areas, basically everywhere is tall grass. So you'll just get a random encounter. You can flee if you want, but I've just found it's probably easier just to go through and get the XP.
Yeah.
But yeah, the story's been interesting so far. The battles are actually really good. I like that. So you have I can't remember the exact amount of people you have in your party. It might be like 7, but only 3 battle at a time.
Yep.
And
That's
when you
similar,
want to
isn't it?
swap,
Yeah.
when you want to swap them out, they still get their move. So it's not like Pokemon. The swap out doesn't count as your move, which is quite nice.
Okay.
So if you accidentally get like swamped by 3 enemies and you think like, oh, I need someone who can use a fire spell, you can swap them out and still use it. It's
still
not like
use
you have to wait and your team gets cleared out.
Yep.
But yeah, I've been enjoying it. It's you can again, it's an old game, so like when you're playing it, you can tell from looking at the graphics, and it's funny with older games because like when they cut from gameplay to like one of their rendered cutscenes, the rendered cutscene looks amazing, and then it cuts back to the gameplay. It's really funny. But yeah, really been enjoying it, and you can tell it's dubbed as well, which is a slight issue. Like you can
Yeah.
you can tell that probably. Well, especially when they animated it for the. I'm gonna guess it was Japanese voices, but so that's a little annoying. But yeah, really enjoying it so far, and looking forward to carrying it on. It's just gonna be quite a slog of a game.
So I just searched Final Fantasy X to find out the year it came out, which I think it said 2001. And
It was a PS2 game.
one of the top articles says new remaster happening this year.
This year.
Yeah.
Oh, because that was like £7. I'm gonna recoup that. This one is a remaster as well, so they're doing a remaster.
It sounds like it, yeah.
Interesting.
I didn't open the article because it's going to fuck my laptop up, but cool. Looking forward to more updates on that. I've played Rematch, fucking love it. Wanted to play more of it. Control, and I do have one announcement to make. I am very sad to say that I am resigning as manager of Arsenal on EAFC career mode after a long and the most successful managerial stint in Arsenal's history. I am retiring. I think I won. I wrote this down, but I didn't write it down properly. 16 trophies in 5 years.
I think Steve
That's
Bagley
similar to
Arsenal
the
can
real
match you on
Arsenal.
that front. Just
No.
throwing that one out there, but
in my
your universe.
in my law,
in
I
your-
am the most experienced. Okay. I
Even
won.
as the second best Arsenal.
Yeah.
Apparently so.
In 5 seasons, I won 5 Premier Leagues. Never lost Premier League. I won 2 Champions Leagues, but made it to 4 finals. So could have won 4. Very disappointing.
Well, that's sounds like a skill issue there.
Three FA Cups, 2 League Cups.
Community Shields.
2 Community Shields, 2
I don't count.
Super Cups.
Okay.
What's your like sim to play ratio?
The first season I basically played all of it. Then after
Yeah.
that, it was a lot of simming.
Yeah.
I was
Sim all the non-important games.
I was
and then
telling
play the
Andy I was
important
simming
ones.
them, and
Yeah,
then
that's what it does.
I would lose the first
Yeah.
league, their first game of the Champions League round, and I'd be like, well, I've got to play the second one because I can't get knocked out here. And then there was one I was saying to Andy that I did that, and then I saw that I was in the Carabao Cup final against Tottenham. I was like, oh, I'll play that. Like, I'm gonna.
You can't lose to Tottenham in a final.
Exactly. I did write down some stats which would be interesting. So my most appearances in my 5-year tenure was David Raya.
Okay.
303
fair.
games. Outfield player was Declan Rice. Most goals in my 5-year tenure was Saka, 141.
Wow.
Interesting.
In second place was Haaland with
I kept it realistic there.
132.
Yeah.
132,
You know what,
but he played 2 less seasons, so he was very close to beating him.
I was
Yeah.
gonna sort of give you stick for that, but then I might have signed, I don't know, Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Junior,
Yeah.
sort of
I
Pedri.
kept it relatively realistic. In my law, he got
Relatively.
fed up with Pep left, and he got fed up and wanted to join me.
Or City got the 115 charges, and he was
all
like,
that,
I can't be part
yeah,
of that. Yeah.
Most assists, Saka. Second, Kvaratskhelia. Obviously, very realistic. He had 1 less season. Clean sheets, obviously, Raya. Yellow cards, Timber. Red cards, Saliba.
Do you have like your best win, heaviest loss?
best win? I do have my best win because it was 8-1 against Chelsea.
Oh,
Sorry,
That's
sorry,
definitely
Jeff.
That's so
Chelsea.
not realistic. Turn that difficulty up, mate.
I know.
To
I
be
turned it
fair,
right
you
to the
haven't
bottom just to
you
fuck
haven't
you up.
beaten us in like 5 years, so not the most unrealistic thing.
But I am.
You remember,
I'm not
you
retiring.
remember heaviest loss?
I don't remember. It was 5-2 against Liverpool, and that was my second season because I turned the difficulty up. I was like, second season, turn it up, and I got spanked by Liverpool. I was like, oh.
Do you know? Do you know what is funny? There's always I play them all on World Class, and I play pretty much all. I'm becoming like season 3 or 4. Liverpool, I've only had a couple where I've actually beaten them. They are hard,
Yeah, they are.
like to break down.
They've
Like
got
I played.
Dembele in my career mode.
I can't remember. I think it was a Carabao Cup 4th round tie, and he just went on a fucking mad one. I got a hat trick. I fucking hate coming up against Isak. He always gets past my defenders every time. Yeah, do not like coming up against Liverpool.
But I'm not retiring. I am moving jobs. So I will announce that when I know. I don't know who I'm going to yet. Once I know,
funny.
I will come back.
Are you
and
going to
tell
start
you.
again? Or are you going to
No. I
carry
am
on from
continuing
that
my
side?
career mode. And
You go continue.
my plan is I have
Are you
a few
staying
good
in
youth academy
Premier League?
products. I don't care really wherever. I don't want to be a Guardiola where I just go to the next best team. I want to take a team from the bottom,
build
from
something
the
up.
It
slums.
sounds like you bought all the players from the other teams. Right?
But there's a few good youth academy products I had in my team, which I'm going to try and snatch and take over to wherever I go next. So
Yeah. Well, she's wearing a suit, doing the press conferences.
oh yeah, I get home from work in my suit and I'm like, I'll just keep this on and play some
Just
FIFA.
keep this on.
Kill the Arsenal badge of it.
Yeah, in terms of next games to play, I can see myself wanting to play rematch more. But there was something I was going to... I've got a new game I'm going to play. I'll announce that soon because I haven't actually fully decided. It was either going to be a 2026 release or Resident Evil 4 remake. I haven't quite decided which one it's going to be yet. Anyone else got anything to talk about before we wrap it up?
I've played obviously 2 other
fucking
games.
hell, Andy, you got 2 other games. Fuck me.
Yeah, 2 other games. You want me to mention
Yeah, no,
them?
I completely forgot.
So play Star Wars Outlaws. First Star Wars games I've played since. Well, I did start the first Jedi game like ages ago, and then just didn't get into it and
You've
stopped.
got to play that, mate.
Yeah, I will go back to it at some point. But yeah, no, Outlaws I really enjoyed. Obviously, I can't remember the main girl's name now, but obviously you're playing as an outlaw, so you don't have a lightsaber. You got a sort of Han Solo type sort of setup with the guns.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought it was a very fun story. You know from the very get-go what the story is, which I quite like when some games do that. So sort of the route, I guess, to the end. obviously in this game, all these games that I played, obviously I just done the main quest, so I didn't really do any of the side stuff unless I accidentally done it or it forced me to do it to be able to progress the main quests. Obviously in Outlaws you have the different, and I sort of, as I was playing it, actually, I was sort of remembering certain parts that you mentioned when you done your review of it.
Yeah.
In terms of sort of the different factions that you have, in terms of
Yeah, I'm trying to find
Jab
what
the
score I
Heart.
gave it.
The Crimson something, Crimson Haze or Crimson.
Yeah, that rings a
I
bell.
can't remember. I think there was 4 maybe different factions in total. What I will say, obviously, because I wasn't doing any of the side quest stuff, I was only impacting my favor with those factors throughout the main story. So it didn't actually change them that much, other than one where the part of the main story I was doing something for them, so it took them up quite high, and another one I was basically going against them, so it took it down quite low.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like that actually impacted the story much, which is probably like a negative in the game, because I feel like that should have had more consequence to when I got to certain parts of with some missions where I felt it should have impacted me more because of having a bad score.
I think it will more in
I don't
side
feel like
stuff.
it didn't. Maybe, yeah, maybe. I just felt like I don't know.
It could have been more.
There's when you go into Jabba the Hutt's palace, there's a mission where you're all going throughout his palace and stuff. At that point, I don't think I had a decent score with him, and I don't feel like that impacted me doing that mission in any way.
Yeah.
Or I feel like it should have. And there were some other examples of that as well. What I didn't realize when I played this game is that it's set between the 5th and 6th film. So there was a lot of cool sort of Easter eggs, or not even Easter eggs, but things that I saw in the game that would have been in those films that I thought, oh, that's really cool. The fact that they've kept it in the game as well. I don't know if you would have realized, Welchy, but again, in Jabba the Palace's hut, in Jabba the Hutt's palace, he has Han Solo in the frozen thing, and that's from the film.
I can't remember the game now. Yeah, I can't remember, but I probably would have noticed that.
Yeah, but when just seeing things like that, I was like, oh, that's cool. And then obviously, I don't think you mentioned it in your review. I don't know if you care about Star Wars, Jack, but I know Stephen definitely doesn't. Have you played Outlaws, or are you going to play Outlaws?
No, I haven't. I do struggle to get into the films a little bit. I like the Family Guy parodies though.
Put it this way, Jack. I love Family Guy. I hate the parodies because I hate Star
parodies
Wars.
are so good.
When did Outlaws come out? Welchy?
When did it come out? 2024.
Yeah. Okay, so people have enough time anyway. And this isn't a spoiler to the story, but when Darth Vader pops up in the game, I was like, that is fucking sick. Like, I wasn't expecting it at all, because I don't think you mentioned it in your review.
Well, no, because it's a spoiler.
It's not really.
It's not really a spoiler, but it's a massive spoiler that you've just announced.
It's not a spoiler to the story, I don't think.
It's so cool that you don't want people to realise it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, it's been out long enough. You should have played it.
I was gonna play it now, but you've ruined it for me.
You don't even know who Darth Vader is.
Who's Darth Vader?
But yeah, he pops up. I was like, that is so sick. And then there's a twist at the end that I probably should have saw coming, but didn't even like clock on, because partway through the game, I was like, oh, those have they just been lazy there with their designs of these two characters? But then you find out they're actually like related at the end, so it's like, okay, that's a twist. But yeah, no, I thought it was a very fun game. Yeah, I really enjoyed playing it, and it's definitely hyped me up for playing more Star Wars games. So, and I didn't think I was going to enjoy that much.
The Jedi games are so much better than Outlaws.
Yeah, because obviously you're a Jedi in those. I didn't think I was going to enjoy this game as much, being an action game shooter sort of thing. But yeah, no, it was surprising, and I like the fact you have the option of stealth as well in this. If you wanted to, you could go around and obviously use your companion, Nix, I think it is the name of the pet you have. Something like that.
I think I found that the stealth wasn't that good though, but I know they literally, after I beat it, they made improvements to the game, including stealth, so it probably is better now.
Yeah, I felt like you could sneak past a lot of the enemies if you wanted to, or if you got caught, you could then go full guns out blazing if you wanted to. So I felt it was very balanced, because most of these games I don't like using the stealth. I like going all out with the guns and that. But in some sort of scenarios, it felt like you had to use stealth first to take out a couple. Otherwise, it did come overwhelming with sort of too many enemies there. So I felt like it was a good balance between the two.
Score out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Just because I thought the story was good enough. It probably could have been better, but yeah, I did like it. I like the twists with the main enemy that you're trying to rob, and from the beginning you're trying to break into his
Yeah.
Well done
So-
for rating mixtape higher than Star Wars, and good
I was
work.
gonna say you prefer mixtape.
Oh man, yeah, mixtape's gonna end up like below. So
Stop it.
I mean, we're gonna have to like
That's fine.
up some games, like
That's fine.
yeah.
Quickly before we go, you've also beaten Miles Morales.
Yes, I did.
At
Again,
long fucking last.
another fun game. I feel like all these games I played have been like similar levels in terms of like how much fun I've had on them. Why are you giving me those eyes? Outlaw Control, Miles Morales, all very good games. Yeah, it just continues on from Spider-Man 1, really. So yeah, the story is really good. I really like the characters, obviously jumping in that world. Obviously the combat in Spider-Man is always a 10 out of 10. The enemies that you face, obviously the main villain, I saw that coming straight away when you see can't remember what they call them now. The Underground, the leader. Well, he's not even the leader of the Underground, but what they call her? He's basically his friend.
Yeah, what's her name?
Tinkerer.
Tinkerer. That's it.
Yeah.
I was like, I knew who that was straight away, but then it shows you that straight away. So I was like, oh, I'm glad that didn't drag on, because but they're not showing you in the game, but you literally see it, and it's like, and then they show you it's her anyway. It's like, okay, I'm glad they didn't drag that out. But yeah, no, it's very fun. The combat, the skill tree again on Spider-Man, on Miles Morales, I love. I think I'm gonna go back and play it at some point again, or maybe New Game Plus. But
It's a very easy
I
platinum.
didn't do a lot. Yeah, I didn't do a lot of the side stuff while I was playing. It does force you to do some missions because you have to wait around for the main missions to then trigger to then go do that. So I did do some of the side bits, but yeah, obviously I just wanted to get through these games, so I didn't do a lot of side stuff. But yeah, a very fun game, very fun story, short and sweet. Really enjoyed it.
You ready for Spider-Man 2? What
Yeah.
score would you give it?
Hmm. 9 out of 10.
Hey.
That's why I gave the eyes, because you said it was similar, and I was like, to Outlaws?
No, I just meant in terms of like, they're all solid
You've had
games.
a good time playing them, yeah.
They're all around.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all around the sort of same ratings. So
You gave Spider-Man 1 a
And I
9,
like-
so it sounds about right.
yeah, I don't feel like much changed from the first game. So it's just a different story.
Also, a perfect.
characters.
Obviously, it doesn't matter too much now, but it was a perfect first game for PlayStation 5 because it really utilized everything that console had to offer. Like 20 seconds in, and you're in New York as Mars. Still blows my mind now at how quickly it loads.
Especially when you compare it to 007 First Light.
Yes. I tell you what, that was the other version. Imagine all the times that I had to wait of loading in
Mm.
between chapters and then quitting. That probably took an hour of my time in of it itself because I was like, oh, there's got to be a quicker way of doing this, surely. But no.
Well done, Andy. 3 games. That's impressive. What's next?
A couple of choices. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to play yet, but in terms of what I've got downloaded and what it could be, Quarry, Final Fantasy 16, or Horizon.
Ooh, Horizon.
Horizon.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're all downloaded.
Very good. Very good. We're talking Forza Horizon, yeah?
Yeah.
Not to be
See you on there, Andy.
Surprise! There's my new Xbox.
Next, who knows? Might be Last of Us next. Who knows?
No, you won't play Last of Us now.
That's a horror game.
Cool.
Shut up.
But I think that will wrap it up for this week's episode. Thank you all for listening. Let us know your thoughts on the Nintendo Switch 2's first year, or Andy's new review scores, or any of the games we've spoken about today. Drop your thoughts in the comments, or Stephen's new review score. Do Drop your thoughts in the comments or tag us on socials at the Late Night Pods. We'd love to hear from you. You can also join our Discord using the link in the description to get your messages in before we record our podcasts. Like James or Biggsy didn't write in, but he sent me the picture of Stephen's message. If you enjoyed the
Thanks, Big
episode, please make sure to follow and subscribe wherever you are listening. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss next episode. Speaking of which, next time we have our Fantasy Critic and Metacritic halfway check-in. So do not miss that one. We will be replacing a game on Metacritic because Tomb Raider has been delayed. And Fable. There's 2 games. One day, Fable will come out because we predicted it last year as well. So one day that game will come out and we'll be able to predict it.
Who got Tomb Raider?
No, this is
Metacritic.
Oh, wait. Okay.
I did have Tomb Raider, but I've already got rid of that. But we'll talk about that next week.
Okay. Go to it.
We might as well get rid of Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra as well. But,
I'm still hopeful.
and Dustbuds maybe. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. That should be a fun episode. But until then, thanks for hanging out with us. I've been your host, Welchy, joined as always by my co-hosts, Andy.
Yeah, thank you as always, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Stephen.
Yeah, been a fun one, and looking forward to talking about Metacritic next week.
And Jack.
Thank you for having me again. It was fun. And yeah, it's going to be fun to review our 2 competitions we got going on.
Thanks again for listening and keep on gaming.